Tyrion. I'm like, no, Tyrion was a dick. Teclis wanted to actually help. So.
What did you say you were gonna do? Did you say you were going live?
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool. Are we? We don't have to be though, right?
Welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Logan. Never say dice on the internet, and I'm sure to play D&D.
I never say dice
Getting faster
on the
and
internet.
faster every time.
Yeah. Still not fast enough.
One
I
of these
think
days.
we can get it under 1 second.
Yeah, I need to get. Jacob keeps leaving. I need to get it like auctioneer level.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep chatting till Alan gets here.
Cool.
chat.
Here are all my backgrounds that when I jumped in for like the last 3 sessions of Curse of Strahd.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
I like this one in particular. Oh, wait, no. Yep, that one. Where it's like,
Ominous.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah?
The mannequin started moving.
oh, have you seen? Oh, speaking of that, have you seen that that one video where the guy is like, he walks in the room and it's a bunch of fucking mannequins and shit all lining the walls, and he's like, oh, this is one of those things where it makes me feel like there's gonna be something that's gonna happen and it's not gonna happen, and he takes 2 steps in and all the fucking heads of the mannequins just jolt and look at him and the eyes start glowing, and he's like, I was wrong.
I was wrong. This is worse.
I was trying to use Google Chrome, but for some reason my volume wouldn't work on Google Chrome.
Weird.
I don't have a flashlight, game.
Maybe you should.
Wait, I thought you got a flashlight.
Yeah, but then you don't get to keep it because you have to jump through a window or some shit.
Perhaps you should. Thing again.
The game does this a lot, where it's like, hey, this item's going to be useful, but guess what? You're not going to be able to use it because you can't constantly have something in your hand.
What game are you playing?
Little Nightmares 2.
Oh, excellent.
Small sleep paralysis demon.
Oh, I remember you doing this, Xavier.
Yeah.
I think I beat that game in like 1 sitting. It's a good time.
Oh, I
Was
didn't
it
realize we were like live, like we're just sitting here.
Yeah,
And...
we're just sitting.
Yeah, we're just
Hello,
sitting and
everyone.
chilling. Hello, everyone.
What was that game that Austin?
What was that game that Austin? That's a pretty good question, actually.
Yeah. Hold on. Need to pull Discord.
I did not outrun that. Okay.
Discord.
Austin Vogel saying, are you here?
No, he BRB'd.
Oh, he did say BRB, didn't he? I was trying to remember.
Aha, the old city. Leviathan.
Leviathan.
Thanks, Hermione.
Leviosa.
No, there was. I forget who it was. I think it was Steven. It was like one time he said Leviathan, and we were like, "Did you mean Leviathan?" He was like, "Oh, I've never heard that word out loud."
Oh, he learned it by reading.
A Chameleon moment in the wild.
Yeah. Or for me, facade. I always
Yeah.
thought that was fakeade because I learned by reading it because I learned it through Pokemon.
I also learned it reading through Pokemon.
I'm trying to remember. This isn't quite the same thing, but because I knew the word, but I'd never seen it written. So you remember when briefly there was Tank's Tacos, whereas
Yes.
Lily's is now?
Yes.
Yeah, I went there and I ordered. I'm like, yeah, can I get these tacos to the side of quinoa?
Mhm.
No.
And the pretty waitress.
That's a big one.
goes,
Like,
the pretty waitress.
you mean quinoa?
And I went, yes, I believe I did.
I know what I said.
You should have just doubled down on it, honestly.
I've heard it. You know
I
it's
meant
the answer.
Quinoa.
It's the classic like answer. I've heard it both ways.
Yeah.
Heard it both ways.
That saves you from any wrongdoing. I've heard it both ways.
No, you just have to say, you gotta, whenever someone says, did you mean? You just go, no, quinoa.
No.
No, quinoa.
And then you look at her name tag and it was like Rachel or something. You're like, yeah, Rochelle.
Rach. Rachel.
Raquel.
Man, I need to rewatch Psych. It's been a while.
I think there's several things that I do like once a year, and that's one of them is that I rewatch through Psych
How do you have the ability to watch all of Psych
because it's that
every
funny.
single year?
It's good.
It's that funny.
Me every
It's
time
one of
I
the
see
it's
people,
one of the facets of my
rewatching
personality.
PR campaign 1. I'm like, do you have like
Yeah,
500 hours?
I don't get that. I don't know if I could ever do that.
There's
Well,
things that I
I'm
try
watching
to.
campaign 2 now. I'm breezing through it, and in the last like week and a half, I've made it maybe 10 episodes, maybe 15.
Dude,
I-
I can't continue to watch campaign 3. I've tried so many times to continue watching campaign 3, and I'm stuck.
I just think
so
I
many
think that-
hours.
we've all agreed that short form campaigns like are way better. Like I don't
I
mind
don't know if
watching
we all
long
agreed
campaigns.
that, but yeah.
I-
you
What?
have certainly agreed that. I do not
Literally
agree that-
everybody has said that. Besides
Yeah.
you, Travis. Don't act like I'm the minority here when it's just you that said that you didn't that.
Definitely the people who are vocal minorities are the people who are the majority. I've heard that's the case.
Shut the fuck up, Travis. Literally, Carson has said that. Xavier said that. I have said that. What do you mean?
I definitely think you believe that for sure.
Classic Travis gaslighting.
Travis,
his
you can't
Yeah.
gaslight
Yeah, I'm trying
me,
to decide
Travis.
if it would be funnier to jump in on Travis's side.
You can gaslight me all you want. I have seen the truth.
Hey, Alan's
Yeah.
here.
Hey, there's
What
plenty of
the
people
fuck
who
is
say the same
gaslighting?
thing.
Just in time to gaslight. Alan.
Hey, Alan, Travis said that you had a dumb little baby wiener. You should beat him up.
He's in
What?
he's in Ohio, dude. What do you want from him?
He's not.
I don't know, Travis. Maybe you shouldn't have said that mean thing about him.
He's not in Ohio. Are you in
He's in Illinois.
Minnesota?
He's in Texas.
That's the complete opposite direction.
I returned.
Come on.
You're
Why is that?
quiet as hell.
Yeah, why is Alan so quiet?
I'm quiet.
Yeah, be loud.
You are.
Please don't.
Scream for us.
Alright, I'm gonna.
No, you're good. Stop.
No. He's not good yet. You can't just be like. You
My
can't just mouth breathe into the mic all the time.
Alan was about to do something vile. I could feel it in my bones.
I don't
I like how
whatever the
Carson
hell
is disappearing into the background.
How am I supposed
gonna-
to
Just
do
as
this?
I disappear into my character.
I'm gonna leave.
No,
my-
Where's Carson? There is only Casimir here now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna leave
I
my
don't have to
camera off
disappear
for a
very
minute.
far for Louis.
For?
I'm very happy.
Hello.
So I can eat.
We're aware, Travis. Travis is what you might call a method actor.
That's
Travis is
true.
like, I was only being horny so I could play my character right.
Please, Your Honor.
It's just what my
I
character
don't know
would do.
nothing.
I said I like flirting with Logan. Let me just do that as a full-time job.
Logan, is that a White Claw like cookie?
Yeah, so for Summer Parks' bachelorette weekend, they got like bachelorette like skinny can koozies.
I need skinny can koozies.
That say Bride Claw, and the flavors there was
Oh.
like bad and boozy. I think Rachel has truly tipsy. It's all
That's-
very cute. But I like I like the skinny can koozies. That's very nice.
I have regular koozies. I don't have skinny can koozies.
Hmm,
See, if
You
you
haven't been
drink
seeing
it fast enough, you don't need a koozie.
that's not true. You,
That's
not true.
that's the kind of talk that ends up with someone in the hospital.
Not
Bad
anymore.
attitude.
That wasn't even a call out post.
Skinny cans.
Uh-huh.
It's not like they have a lot of alcohol content, so it's not that big a deal, I guess.
Yeah, it's like what, 4 to 6% generously.
Very generously.
I've
for
had
sure.
skinny like some of the skinny cans are like White Claw and Truly are like 8%.
Oh,
Just depends. Yeah, There's like the White Claw Surge.
Is my sound better?
You're still
Nope.
very quiet.
I mean, maybe
You sound like. Do you have the right mic on?
Yeah.
in your Windows settings, you may have to adjust your microphone volume up. Because sometimes Windows will do that to me and it'll drop it down really low for some reason.
Or
Yeah.
it'll start auto-correcting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Truly my favorite part of any stream.
So, I assume you're using Windows. I didn't mean to assume your operating system.
Yeah, he's actually using Linux 95.
But yeah, if you go to your settings, you go to.
Dude, I'm on a Commodore.
I actually don't even have an operating system. I'm just
Dude, he's just.
the code as we
You
get.
have a punch card.
Yeah, he literally has just a Raspberry Pi set up to a fucking.
Yeah, sorry, I got one of my vacuum tubes blew. Gotta replace it.
I knew I shouldn't have liquid cooled with milk.
I have seen videos of that.
So Alan,
Using the iPod Nano
Yeah.
operating system.
Oh no.
settings, system, sound, scroll down. Under test your under your like microphone input settings, you should be able to click device properties and adjust from there. It looks like it's even dropped mine down way below where it normally is. So, let me. Am I too loud?
Wait, okay, I'm at sound. Oh, input here?
Yeah, and then like device properties or something. Yeah.
It's at 100.
Oh, never
Oh.
mind. I mean, you sound okay.
I mean,
fine.
he's doing this, and that's the only way to hear him. So,
I'm just quiet.
yeah.
Uh,
If you like sit back in your chair right now, what happens?
Ayo.
Okay, you just.
That's fine.
We
Oh,
hear
it'll
you.
be
Yeah, we
alright.
hear you. Oh,
Yeah.
you just gotta talk with your abdomen.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just soft spoken.
No.
Let your abs do the talk.
For what it's
so.
known as.
No way. Alright, I'm gonna switch to our normal playing stuff.
Do I? So, can you see my character sheet?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it good? I don't remember if I put. I don't
Is
think I
it good?
put everything.
Actually,
in.
no, you didn't min max enough. Honestly, you gotta really pump up those numbers, dude.
You spelled norm wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
Unsurprising.
Actually,
that actually might be the least surprising thing in here.
oh, can I take a feat?
Yeah.
You could take two.
Okay, cool. Like I wanted to take.
Who else but Jacob?
Boing.
Probably Alan if Alan wasn't the butt joke this time.
Also,
I mean-
your camera is off right now.
I know. I said it was off so I could eat.
Oh, understandable.
I mean,
They want to
I
give
kinda wanna-
people a free mukbang.
yeah,
Nah, let us
subscribe
look at
to
the numbers.
Austin's OnlyFans for videos of him eating.
Only
Can I-
food.
The ASM. Oh, it's an ASMR experience, and also I review the food.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
okay.
like,
I'd pay to
Gotta
see
be
your
a
what?
nuanced
guy on
take.
That's a
YouTube
great
where I
idea,
full
actually.
I'd pay to watch your nuanced take on fast food.
And then you step
You
on
know
the
what?
food that's left over
Hell yeah!
Alright.
with your bare
Show me
hand.
them feeties.
You know what? This is all great. These are all great ideas. I'll have to consider them.
Hi, hello, little chocobo. I'm sorry you're here for this weird conversation.
It's okay. Lil is used to it.
Welcome. Why?
That's my FC leader.
Oh, what's up?
Hello,
I'm sorry
FC
for
leader.
everything
Hello,
that
hello.
might happen and things we might
Do
say or
you-
do.
She's
like
used to my shit
Food
by
in
now.
your feet.
Ew! Stop.
You could say we're a little twisted.
I don't.
We're just a little weird.
Welcome
I'm not
to,
like other boys.
reality.
Remember when we played D&D? LMAO.
What's that?
As well.
I think it's something we do every Monday at whatever time it is now.
8:30.
yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, never mind.
You sure? bro?
Sorry.
That might have been a valuable vault there.
No, I'm good.
Chaos.
I got it. Yeah.
What's happening right now? We're falling apart. Nothing's happening.
Were we ever together?
Only
I don't.
feats
See,
today.
falling apart implies that we were put together in the first place.
That's fair.
You know, in the eyes of God, we're all put together, Carson.
And the arm of an
We were
angel.
made in His image.
Oh wait, we're
Well,
on.
that's
Damn, he must be.
fucked
He
up,
must be.
man.
He must be fucked up.
He
Must
just had
getting
some
our
leftover-
daily dose of blasphemy out of the way.
He just had some leftover ingredients, my dude.
True. God truly
chick-
looked at the fridge of the universe and said, "I guess I'll make some shit with what I have left over."
Or just a couple of stir fries is all I'm hearing.
Honestly,
Maybe
mad respect to him.
I would have just gotten takeout, honestly.
Oh my fucking god!
All right.
All
Well,
right.
on that
Anyway,
note, so
Good lord.
I have some exes who are the McDonald's of this whole universe.
Okay, before we get into Travis's Type 5, maybe we should...
maybe that's what we'll do
Aye,
instead of an RP warm up. You have to do a tight 5
as your character.
as your character in character.
Wait, what's the deal with crab cats?
am I right?
Is this thing on?
Hello, my name is Norm.
He just starts reading the card.
Okay, so last time you guys slayed a manticore of Icewind Dale. Very good planning saved some of you from almost certain demise. Cutting the manticore off before it could land any of its normal blows or summon any of its Icewind Dale beasties to its side. And instead of just taking the head back to Townspeaker Duvessa-Shane, you took the whole body. And without any casualties, any major wounds, at least on the town, for the town militia, some of you are a little more wounded than others, but came out okay. You returned back to town, spent the rest of the day tending to your wounds, tending to your things, and we'll say sort of, at the end of that day, you eat dinner and you take the night to rest up and then go see Duvessa-Shane the following morning. Before we jump into it, we did skip time a little bit before the last fight, and I don't remember if I did this or not. I'm fairly certain I didn't, but it's also been a hot moment. Some lifestyle expenses, some upkeep cost of food and staying at the inn and all that kind of good stuff for the several days you were in town.
I'm pretty sure we did do that.
I don't know if you did for the whole downtime period, because you took a couple days to prepare.
I may have just remembered buying things from shops. So
Yeah,
don't
you
worry
bought
about
some
it.
things from shops. I don't think I ever did like lifestyle expenses, so we'll start
Alright.
there. You guys can afford it, obviously.
I don't remember.
But for taking care of yourselves, your stuff, and your dogs for the 5 days you took off to do all this stuff, it's 10 gold pieces from each of you.
Do.
And so, you head back to the town hall, which, for funsies in Albert Rodeo, I'll show you the map of Bryn Shander just for funsies. So you can kind of see the layout, this big circular town surrounded by a wall, kind of up on this hill, as you could also see by that artwork from before. Now, the town hall is near the center of town, a little ways from the North Look Inn at the far north side of town. So you walk through the streets, early morning. It's of course, terribly cold. The wind nipping at you as you leave the warmth of the inn just to make that short, brisk walk to the town hall. And it seems that word of your monster slaying has already gotten around. The few people that might be walking to go to their shops or to head home from a late night of working, or people who are, barely trying to survive out in the streets, moving from empty house to empty house, they see you. And in their scarves and pulled up coats and big hats, give you some nods, kind of just an acknowledgement. In a few towns you often get, pun intended, cold shoulders from a lot of people. They don't much like strangers, but you're less of strangers now, getting more of a reputation of heroes around here. As you make it to the town hall, of course, there wasn't much you could do with a giant manticore corpse. Can't really take it into an inn. Duvessa didn't really want to leave it on the floor of the town hall. And also, there's a little bit to be gained from the rumors. So unless you guys have any major objections, you probably would have just left the manticore corpse outside, almost in sight, with maybe a tarp covering it, just to sort of stoke that rumor mill a little bit. People can see the head of the manticore, that type of thing. But as you arrive at the town hall early morning, you see the town speaker, you see Sheriff Southwell standing, examining the manticore corpse in their large fur-collared wintry clothes. You see looking under the tarp, poking at it with whatever implements they have handy. And Speaker Duvessa she kind of calls out over the wind, says, "Well, I've never seen anything like it. Southwell says you all handled it very, very, very well, and no injuries to the town militia, and kind of looking a little bit at the now stitched up clothing and, bandaged wounds of some of you, says, no, fatal injuries, it seems. What's your side of the story? What was it like? Such a beast."
I would say from what I've studied, it was a bit unnatural. From what I have read and what our more monster adept party members have said, it was a bit of a rare breed. It definitely packed quite a bit of a punch, but we had it all well in hand. Proper preparation made it a less harrowing experience, to say the least.
Certainly fiercer than a normal manticore would be, but you plan ahead well enough.
Well,
Even the most
At
fierce.
all.
also, we had the finest monster hunter in 10 towns with us, and I pat Gil on the back.
And she kind of nods and says, "He's surely living up to the reputation, and from the sounds of some of the militiamen who helped you set your traps, they're gunning for your title, Gil. They think holding a bottle of oil is equivalent to piercing the heart of this beast, but whatever gets them through the night, I guess."
Hunting monsters takes many different kinds of skills.
On those militiamen's character sheets, proficiencies, holding oil.
Gil is trying so hard to be nice about it. Not that he wants to be mean about it. He's just like, no need to be mean. They're doing their best.
They're trying. I guess.
They're doing great.
we
Most
couldn't have-
people would run away.
Couldn't have done it without them.
Most
They
people
could
would
have
just
missed.
run away. So that's commendable.
They could have missed.
They could have missed.
One of
They
them
really
did,
could have
but-
missed. Well, yeah, but
It ended up fine. Yeah, it worked out.
But she beckons you inside into the warmth of the town hall, taking off heavy coats, kicking off snow boots. She walks, kind of leads you in. Says, "I'm not quite sure what I want to do with the beast's body. Probably, if anyone in Talon has the skills, might have it taxidermied, might have the head preserved and hung up. Something to send a message. But
Would the meat be any good? I don't know. Do I know? Can you eat manticore?
yeah, that's a great question. Actually, I'd like to.
I don't know. I know it's technically was it like an aberration or something? I don't know what the technical classification of that is, but I would like to know.
so
How gamey is
yeah, Duvessa doesn't know, and because this manticore was different than even normal manticores, I would say, like, with your combined skills with, like, the rangers and the intelligence of your studies, you could probably go out there a little bit, once you're kind of wrapped up here to kind of experiment a little bit, see what's up with its insides and all that kind of good stuff. But it is possible, assuming that the body is like a lion, so it probably has some kind of, like, lean, gamey meat on it.
She has people. She can send people to figure that out.
I
know.
would actually like to. I would actually have liked to, if possible, to have taken a claw, like cut out a claw from the hand, and like basically, I'm gonna start fashioning it into something. So,
I'll make a note of that. We'll say you can. We'll tackle that once you finish up here.
Yeah.
I would like to request if someone harvests it had its tail that shot the
Yes.
ice
spikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever part of it generated the ice, I'm gonna think like full Monster Hunter style stuff here. Like whatever part of it had like the magical affinity with ice, I would like to preserve that and see if we can use it to make something. Someone that has better survival than me should probably do that, but I would like to, whatever parts of it are magical can at least be used for some kind of component for spellcasting or made into an item with the correct artisan.
Monster Hunter style.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll say
I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter.
yeah. And Duvessa Shane will say, and with that in mind, she'll say just leave the head for her intact to then put as like a trophy. But otherwise, the rest of the body we can worry about harvesting and figuring out what kind of cool stuff you can get from it.
Could hang it with pride in the town hall, along with any other monsters that decide to plague the town again.
I do that, and depending on what work we can have done to it, might be able to put it up in the town center. But that's for a later time. She says, I know we did not speak of a reward.
Here we go.
I mostly didn't what?
Austin's
Yeah,
excited.
win after not saying anything this entire like
yeah.
all right.
Did
Oh, hell
someone
yeah,
say
brother!
reward? And she kind of chuckles and says, I mostly didn't offer at first because I didn't know what I had to offer. Maybe before I talk reward. Unfortunately, even though this is done, this is a bargaining chip. It's a stick in my pile for when I want to make the argument to the Council of Speakers about overturning statutes about human sacrifice. But as of right now, we still do not have the necessary resources and alternatives to make a different kind of sacrifice for the new moon, which is Check's fantasy watch 5 days away. No, 4 days now. So, that is still on the table. However, I might need one more favor for you all. I don't want to condemn another person to death, and from what you have shown me, I have faith that you might be able to turn the tide in our favor, and hopefully by the next new moon, human sacrifices are over with in 10 towns. I guess my proposition is, instead of condemning another person to death here in a few days, how adept are any of you at disguises?
I slowly raise a paw.
She looks surprised.
I may not look it, but I've learned a thing or two.
And I cast disguise self, and I make myself look like her.
I imagine there's a moment of everyone kind of like shock.
Wait, I haven't picked my fourth spell yet. Can I do that too?
It would be the most norm thing in the world
Oh,
for
I
this
wanna do
reveal.
It depends if that fits into like your, requirements for if you can choose a spell from that school at 4th level and all that kind of stuff.
I thought for
I don't
Eldritch Knight
remember.
it has to be evocation or abjuration.
Yeah, but at certain levels you can choose from any, and I don't remember which. We'll say for now, no, but maybe later. And she looks at you, Casimir, and says, "That's much better than what I had in mind."
I dispel it, and I just go,
Yeah. What do you need it for?
Well,
I
instead of condemning someone in town to death, and since you took care of the thing that claims the sacrifices, might be risky. I don't know if there's something else out there or anything. But you could pretend to be someone else. We can find an empty house for you to live in. And on the day of the new moon, we just so happen to pull your lottery number. Sheriff Southwell and the militia walk you in your disguise out to the sacrificing spot where the manticore was. And that person dies. They disappear, and then you happen to return to town sometime later.
For public appearances.
Right, especially since we still have to do the sacrifice, but I don't know, maybe we can scrape something together in the meantime, in case anyone objects. I'm just kind of turning to Southwell and any of you, but she's not too worried about actually fulfilling the sacrifice this one time.
I kind of scratch my chin a little bit, and I go,
If it'll save a life, I'll do it.
I would rather put up a deceptive appearance to save lives than try to be honest to a fault. So
Yep.
if
What
it keeps the rest of the speakers off of your back while we work to solve this problem completely, I'm for it.
She says, you don't have to stay in town for the next 4 days. As long as you're here in 4 days from now in the morning, we'll plop you into a house for you to lay low in for a bit, and then we go with our ruse. And I'm sure you have other things to tend to, but... And
yes. Didn't the speaker of East Haven have more reward to give us? We should attend to that. That's not too far away, right?
Correct. It's about a day's travel.
Days
We
travel
could do
there,
that.
days back. Yeah, we go check in, see how everything's going. Pick up what he owes us and come back.
That's wonderful. And now, as I was saying, a reward, and then looks at Win.
I just have a big just grin. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have much to give you in the means of money or goods, but what I can offer you is, and she kind of gestures to the town hall. She says, town hall is where we host the council speakers for large meetings. So we have guest quarters. We have a staffed and stocked kitchen. So unless the speakers are in town, which is a rare occurrence lately, you can stay here in the guest quarters. You can use the kitchens, eat our food as much as you need between your stops whenever you're in town. Save you a bit of coin at the inn.
and this comes with full maid service. And a personal chef. Right?
I reach over and I just use shocking grasp, just like zap Win a little bit, just like.
Like Jones. Oh no!
She says,
There can't be two of you.
"There can't be two of you." She says, half service. We have a steward who tends to, keeping the rooms and chambers tidy, and we have someone who is here to cook meals if it's needed.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Sounds
What do
good
you say,
to me.
boys?
Sounds good to me.
Yes, most agreeable.
I'm not one to turn down hospitality. Feels like it would be disrespectful if I did.
Yeah, I've never been to a hospital before.
What's a hospital?
Hospital?
Norm, stop breaking the fourth wall.
Did you say
Even if they
anybody-
existed, I don't know if Gil would know what those are anyway.
If anybody in canon would be able to break the fourth wall, it would be
Norm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys know we're in a game?
Norm, shut up. You're being crazy.
Super self-aware.
Like, Norm
realized.
finally gets to the bottom of his note card stack and it's a character sheet with his name on it.
That would be incredible.
Um,
I'm only 4 strong.
I am also for sure.
I'm -1 strong. Sag.
Wait. Are me, Norm, and Casimir all the same strength?
+4.
Yeah.
Yep, 4. Yeah.
Yeah. 'cause
Yeah.
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
but I'm
Jock
plus
Mock.
5 smart.
+5 smart.
We're gonna have our own little jocks machina by the end of this.
Hell yeah.
But can you
I'm-
read a book?
I'm 8 strength.
Technically.
I don't.
Yeah, try to read a book your way out of a manticore fucking chowing down on your.
That's exactly what I did.
Technically, that's what he did. Yeah.
Who didn't take any damage that fight?
Yeah, because who took all the damage for you?
It's because you couldn't read, forehead.
Jesus Christ.
Or you didn't learn to make your strong
Fucking
shoot
city boys.
literal fucking great swords at people. That's the new Logan and I were talking about it earlier. That's the
That's
new
it,
joke.
yeah.
Is that my arrows are just great swords.
That's why it's 2d6. It's just great swords.
Oh no.
The Clarion Greatsword incantation.
Yeah, basically.
But as you guys are speaking, eventually the door to the town hall opens. You see a dwarf walk in. You know him as one of the blacksmiths at the Black Iron Blades, named Garn the Hammer.
Does he have a hammer?
He does, actually.
Hopefully.
Wow.
He'd be a bad blacksmith if he didn't.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Isn't he already a bad blacksmith?
Yes.
Yeah.
Got him there.
Is he a bad blacksmith, or does he just make stuff out of bad materials?
No, he's both.
Yes.
It's probably a little bit of both, TBH. But
Understandable.
I mean, the iron's probably fine until they try to refine it poorly.
yeah, it's like watered down almost.
Gross.
But he comes in and says, "Speaker Shane, you have a minute?" And she looks at you all to make sure if there's anything else that you want to talk to her about before you are free to go about your business.
I more or less just give a quick whenever you have time, and then go about our business.
She nods. It says, Sheriff Southwell can show you to your private chambers. And he leads you upstairs. She takes her seat and speaks with Garn. You are led up to a second story of the town hall with this sort of wraparound, like sort of mezzanine type balcony, lined with rooms. It's basically sort of suite style, so 2 rooms connected by some kind of like central little sitting area. There are 5 of these total, 10 rooms, 9 for the other speakers, and then just 1 generic guest room. So you guys can split up, pair off however you wish. But then also there is a sort of an open sitting area with a fireplace, a nice comfortable couch, a nice little coffee table, all this kind of little good stuff. So you are given free run of these private chambers, and can, chat amongst yourselves, discuss what you're going to do next, where you're going to go, and get cozy for the day.
I'll pick a room, put some stuff down, and I'm going to start working on a spell. Because I finished my first one, I'm going to work on another one that I will explain to you what it does. Not right now.
10-4.
Heard.
I'm going to send you the idea for it, and we can workshop.
Gotcha.
But I'm going to sit down in the common area and start working on that.
And at some point, you were going to go do a little bit of harvesting at Mantle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want... I don't need to be there to the harvesting. I just want certain parts from it, if it's possible.
Who has the best? You said it'd be survival to butcher it.
Yeah.
I got a +4.
I'll say someone who is proficient can also help.
I have a +7.
I was about to say, I think that's
Survival?
Louis because of high wisdom.
Cool. I will aid Louis in that endeavor.
So, I gotta ask. Louis, a sex-positive toy enthusiast, an avid skier, and an avid knitter.
Those are 3 things about him.
Those are 3 things about you. What the heck is it like when Louis knows exactly how to butcher an animal in a giant manticore?
I feel like it makes sense for Louis because he has to make clothes and like stuff out of parts that he finds around, and he had to get creative sometimes, So a bone for a bone, you know what I mean? So he I feel like he just like whistles along while he butchers things, like very nonchalantly, just singing like a happy melody while he's like destroyed.
Bones connected to the leg bone.
Yeah.
So parts people wanted. Gil, you want a manticore claw.
Mm-hmm.
Ventus, you want the tail, sort of that ice spike producing body part.
Yes.
Or I'll just fucking grab as many claws, I guess. I'll just take all the claws, whatever. That way we can distribute them, make them into something, whatever. I will just take one. I was thinking one could be for a necklace, and then I was probably going to try to turn the rest into daggers. So,
Or you can turn them into arrows.
I was thinking actually about turning some of the spikes into arrows, but you had a better
Ooh.
idea about the like researching the source. So
Are there remaining spikes?
It blasted off
All
all
of
of its
them.
spikes in sort of its
And-
death throes.
And those became ice methods.
Yeah.
So there weren't any remaining.
Correct.
Okay.
But you could still sort of take the tail and see what the mechanism for that is.
The deal with it is.
Yeah. So claws, the tail, and meat, potentially.
Yeah. I have some reservations about doing this to a being that could speak, but I also have a philosophy of like to honor the beast is to use all parts of it. So I will aid Louis in partitioning the manticore into all its components.
I think Gil will help reassure him of this by reminding him that it could speak, but it wasn't necessarily an intelligent being.
Not everybody that can talk is smart.
Correct.
Just look at this party.
I was gonna say, look at politicians.
God damn.
Yeah.
Logan was like,
I'm +5 smart. Thank you very much.
I am -1 smart.
Do you guys want to try and salvage the pelt, the white pelt? of this
Yes,
creature?
yes. If we could do that, that'd be great. Mostly, personally, I have no money. I just want money.
Dude, that's rough.
That's rough, buddy.
Shouldn't have let that tiefling steal all your money.
Womp womp.
That's true.
As a vegetarian, Norm just throws up.
But
Watching
Norm
all
doesn't
this.
have to watch.
I'm not. I didn't go. I don't know why. You don't have to go. I'm staying back.
Norm intentionally goes
that's
just to
the
throw
way.
up.
Just
I'm working on a spell.
I find an excuse to not be there while the white pelt is being skinned off. But I will come back once it is just a hunk of meat, and I will help butcher it.
Okay.
if that's the case, while Casimir does something else, I also have proficiency in survival, so I will help during that part of the endeavor.
I want
As
to
I-
find the underground boxing ring in town and make some money.
Jesus.
Diplomatically.
Diplomatically. Yeah. Yeah. I've got your diplomacy right here.
I kind of want to see how you said that we're getting popular in town, right?
Yeah.
I want to see how far our popularity is getting us. So I'm gonna go out. I'll go out with Norm.
Hey.
As they leave, I'll be like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, just princely things.
Finna fight.
I look like I'm writing on a piece. I'm like writing in a book, and I'm like, put the book down. I get up and I'm like, "All right, let's go."
Hey,
I'll
our
go too.
princes and our bodyguard.
I look for the bodyguard.
I look at you looking around.
I just go, what could go wrong?
Alright.
I take the book with me. I'm gonna be that guy that, like, if we go to a bar, I'm gonna be like reading and working at the bar.
This guy.
Let me see here. I'm jotting down some numbers. I'm probably gonna need to toilet cat once I finish jotting down all these numbers. So
That's
if you
okay.
guys
It's about that time.
So if you guys want to go run, grab a refill, take a little quick pee break.
I will.
And then we'll get into the harvesting and then the carousing.
Woo. A little bit
All
of
I could
carousing.
think of when you said pee break was
For this moment right now. So, Travis,
That's me.
Daddy-O.
I like that it's got ears. Can hear you coming.
Oh, stretch, hon.
They can hear you what?
I'm confused about what you just said too.
You come to
Can
eat
hear
it.
you coming.
So Travis, if you'll do me a favor,
It depends, baby. What you
roll a
want?
survival check with advantage.
Travis, shut the fuck up.
Jesus, Jacob.
He's like, hey, baby, what do you want? You don't even talk about you don't even talk to your own wife that way. Shut the fuck up, Travis.
Yeah, you're way more hostile to your wife.
I'm also way more hostile towards y'all usually,
Yeah,
but I
was gonna say,
understand.
the only person you're that hostile toward is Jacob.
That's what Travis and I do. It's because we're very close.
I rolled a
The
19.
best of friends.
Yeah, the best.
So good.
Stretch.
I rolled a 19.
You rolled a
I
19?
I did. That's what I rolled.
You rolled a 19.
I rolled a
19.
That's what you rolled.
A 19.
I mean I've rolled technically a 12, but I get a +7, so
This is some
telling me
dumb shit. This is why we don't need to
7,
take breaks, because we come back and shit is stupid.
it was shit was
Yeah,
stupid
because it was
beforehand.
so serious before.
Yeah.
All right.
So Travis, if you will roll me dun 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 2d10.
What did you just say? 10d10?
2d10.
I like that first one better. Okay, that's fine. I can do 2d10.
What if Louis just dies in the middle of this tundra by himself?
That's
Again.
that's two 100s. That's not what I want. All right. 2d10. Rolling it for everybody. That really rolled over itself. 7.
So, you managed to get the tail for Ventus to do his research and experimentation with. You managed to get the pelt clean off that you can use for, trade. You can make a rug out of it, you can make a cloak out of it, whatever it might be. And then you managed to get 7 of the claws. And one of the reasons it's a little more difficult to get the claws is that they're claws, but they're also ice. They are tough, but not invincible. And so a little too much pressure on some of them, they kind of snap off a little bit as you try to get them out. Others come out a little bit easier. So you get 7 of those icy claws. And you manage to get about a third of the meat. Which is about 200 pounds worth. Which translates to about, feeding 200 people or feeding one person for 200 days or anywhere in between. So, a fairly substantial amount. Bryn Shander is a large town of 1,200 people, so it's by no means enough to feed the entire town, but it could, feed a good chunk of the people.
Maybe something like a stew.
Okay.
Like, yeah, where the meat could go a longer way.
A bit longer, yeah. And that doesn't have to be your job to decide. You can just get it all wrapped up and preserved for either the speaker or the sheriff to kind of dole out and do with as they are able to. But you managed to harvest a good amount of meat, not very fatty, especially because, and this was a little freebie, as it was mentioned before, this manticore was kind of hibernating, and so it stores up a good chunk of fat. But because it was at the sort of the end of its cycle, it kind of ate into its fat source quite a bit, so it's a little more lean meat than anything. And with that pelt, the pelt is furry but also crunchy because it still has kind of an icy undercoat to it. So it's kind of a unique pelt, not just a nice white pelt. Yes, you make those harvests. And then Ventus, Wynn, and Norm were going carousing somewhere.
I suppose.
anywhere in particular, or just kind of out and about, visiting some bars and inns and doing whatever?
I don't know what we're doing. I just wanted to be involved.
Gonna fight.
Let's go to the rowdiest tavern in town.
Yeah. Where's that?
I'm so scared of what you guys are gonna do. Like the two troublemakers. If Louis were involved, then it'd be even worse.
I think Louis is perfectly fine.
Could you say that in a normal octave?
Louis is fine. Louis is fine.
I congratulate you on your recent entry into the Lollipop Guild.
So you ask around. I mean, the inn and bar you know of is the North Look, but it's a little. It's rowdy. It's the most populous. It is one of the rowdiest and most dangerous places to stay, but it's not really. You don't know of any places to fight in there, but you've also never asked. So you could go to your normal stopping grounds at the Northlook Inn, or seek out a lesser-known bar.
That reminds me of my favorite bit on Whose Line Is It Anyway? And it was, the prompt was things to start a fight, and Ryan just went up and said, "Hey, you want to fight?"
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, it's up to. Yeah.
I'll look at them and I'll go, What are we doing here?
I want to fight.
Why?
Fun.
Well,
I'm glad that you took the one party pooper with you.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you to stop. I just where, I mean, I suppose there's probably someone here you could ask. Just why don't you who's in here? I want to point at a random person. I want to be like, I need to know who's in this building right now so I can point at someone and be like, why don't you ask them to fight?
So you are going to the Northlook Inn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go to the bartender.
Scram Sacks, you're gonna go see
Hey, you want to fight?
No. I'll just ask the bartender where people go fight.
Scram Sacks looks at you. He looks at you for a very long time. Why are you looking to fight? Money?
I think for fun.
Fun?
Yeah, money. Fun money.
You fight for fun.
Funny money.
Funny. Fake money?
No.
I mean, I'm sure there's some people
No.
that'll fight you for real money if that's what you're interested in.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll fight for real money. As opposed to fake money.
Because I don't much condone fighting in here. And gesturing or nodding toward Ventus and Wynn, he says, and the first time I met this lot, started a fight in here, so...
I put down a gold piece and I go, very sorry about that.
He takes it, nods, says, I appreciate it. But if you're going to fight, just take it out back.
Okay.
Okay, how about this? Norm, if you're dead set on a fight, what if the three of us, we find this I guarantee this will further ingratiate us in the culture of this town. If we find the toughest person in the tavern right now, or the top three, and we challenge them to a fight, the three of us.
Okay. And then I turn around towards the rest of the tavern. And I yell, I will fight for money.
Look at him. It's true, he will.
This is taking too long. I'm going to grab a chair and just slam it over the back of the biggest person's head.
Oh my god.
Wait, no.
Wait, I'm no longer comfortable
Bear
here.
raises up, smashes over the back of the biggest person you see, and this half-orc woman turns around with thick but short-cropped hair, grayish-brown skin, scars, the big underbite, the works.
Then I just shout out, Norm! Your body got duties. I just wave you over.
I look at Scrapes and I just go, I'm very sorry.
So, yeah, when you turn and say, Norm, your bodyguard duties. Norm, you look as this half-orc fist clocks Win with his, as he's turned his head. And this half-orc woman howls with seemingly joy, excited for this fight. And basically you start a bar brawl again in the Northlook Inn. We won't be rolling for initiative per se, but we'll use sort of the downtime mechanics for pit fighting, which involves a series of different skill checks. So first, I want to change the music to be a little more exciting.
I'm gonna do like a one-on-one, like fighting me.
Well,
No.
see, maybe if you had cracked a random bar patron over the head with the chair.
Oh my god. After
Hey, it is
Ventus
what it is.
just paid for the
No, I love
damages
it.
we'd made
fucking great.
earlier.
Well, you weren't there. It was an earlier bar fight before you joined us.
Okay. Yeah.
No, my prince.
Don't worry, you had no responsibility in that one.
But I
This
do in
one,
this
yeah.
Your conversation was overheard, and as the fight breaks out, you see a couple, like, sort of observers start putting coins down on the bar. And Scramsax leans into it, and he starts going, alright, you got 10 gold on that one, alright, you got 5 gold on this one, you got a couple copper on that one. And he, like, it turns into a full betting match. Now...
Oh, that's good. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, I'm going to crawl over to the bar, put 5 gold on Norm.
I'm gonna put all my money on me.
So here's what we will say. I'm going to be rolling a few of these things, but I need you guys to roll some things first if I can get the three of you to make an athletics check for me.
Does it have to be?
Yep.
Dicks.
Unless you are using a weapon other than your fists, then
That's
you,
gotten-
you can substitute some things. But
I was
It's
gonna
got
use.
that
Can I use
20.
my quarterstaff? Can I whack some people on the head?
sure, so make an attack roll with your quarterstaff.
Oh, that's way better. 16. Because I can't use magic or I'll kill people.
Let me jot down the. I mean, fair.
I feel like I should be able to shock people and know what the voltage is to not kill them.
Yes, because magic is that easily controlled.
It is if you have a +5 smart.
+5 smarts.
Yeah.
Xavier, you said you rolled a natural 20?
Not 20, baby.
Jacob, what did you say?
16.
Okay, and Alan, what did you get?
23.
So all three of you managed to land enough blows on some of the random people that hop into this fight, but especially getting blows onto that half-orc. Now, if I can get the three of you to make an acrobatics roll.
Thank God. Something I'm actually good at.
What's this for?
More of this encounter.
Oh, okay.
Got a 15.
Okay.
That is a 14.
I got a 17. Can I make it look close?
You're trying to like take a dive?
I'm trying to amp up the crowd so
Make
they
it
pay
like a
more money.
WWE kind of.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, you can absolutely kind of play into it a little bit. Make a performance check for me, Alan. Mr. Charisma. With your -1 or whatever.
What's your finishing move?
I rolled a 17, so that's a 16.
No, yeah, I'm trying to think of a good thing for Norm. But before we do that, the final roll. This is an interesting one where you will roll a Constitution check, but roll one of your hit die and add that to your total.
Well, that seems unfair.
Yeah, okay.
Roll the die, wizard.
Yeah.
Wait. We rolling what?
A
Constitution?
Constitution check plus one of your hit die
Oh, okay.
as a bonus.
I got a nat 20.
What is my head?
All right. All right, cool. Never mind.
Oh, D8.
22.
Con, right? What is it? 30.
24.
Good lord.
I rolled a 15 plus 2 plus 5. So that D6 hit die makes me go sad.
That's some hashtag relatable content.
So you start fighting half the people in this bar in this massive brawl. Since you all were steadfast against your other opponents, the three of you are the last ones standing. So it is you three who divide the winning pot.
Hey.
200
Fuck
gold
yeah.
pieces.
Oh,
So it ends up being 66.
yeah,
right?
that's
Roughly. So 66 gold. However, this half-orc woman that you initially hit over the chair as she's barely steadying herself, trying to get up, blood running down her chin, bruised up, busted up eye. She mumbles through bloodied breath. Who do you think you are?
Norm.
Just because you're the town's favorite doesn't mean you can come in, beat up people who are just trying to get by. Who do you think you are?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that. You see, I am planning on being the future ruler of Tin Town, so I can technically do whatever it is that I want.
no one's trying to beat up on anyone here. Just consider this, we were just letting off a bit of steam, and I will put down 10 gold pieces next turn. I'll go, we're going to make it where everyone can get by.
She spits out some more blood, turning to Wynn, and she says, well, if this is how you're gonna lead, then I might submit myself to the Frostmaiden any day now. And if this is how you all let off steam, don't know if I want you helping out much anymore.
Can I go up to her non-verbally with my spirit of giving charm
Sure.
and just I'm offering to like heal her?
Yes. I'm not gonna have you roll the hit points thing, but you will say you do that. And make a persuasion check for me, Norm.
This is good. 11.
We gotta hydrate.
Oh, we gotta hydrate. Everybody drink a little bit of water.
Can I say something after that?
Ooh, we gotta inspire too. Hold on, I gotta tell Patata how to do this.
I'll say,
Oh, that goes to the pool, right?
Yeah.
Never mind.
what can we do to make it better?
Make what better?
I gesture.
Well, don't go hitting people in bars with a chair without warning first.
Yeah, sorry, I wanted to get it more organized. My friend kind of jumped the gun a little bit.
Let us buy you a drink or buy you a meal or something.
Can we buy everyone around?
Yeah, let's buy everyone around.
So you yell out, "Can we buy everyone around?" And she says, "Well, you can do whatever you want." Clearly, and she goes and gets her winter coat off of the rack. Exits out the front. Everyone else sits through an awkward beat of silence. Scram Sack starts to pour drinks for everyone.
How much that cost?
Ba-ba-da-ba-da. I think, yeah, I can't find it right now. We'll call it 2 gold for a nice good drink for everyone in the bar.
Oh wow, I'll pay for that. You guys don't have to worry about it. I'll do it.
I want to go to the orc lady as she's leaving, or like, you know, when she's outside. Hey,
See, she stops. Shoulders drop. What?
sorry.
So she shakes her head and keeps walking.
What do you need?
She keeps walking.
I keep following.
Wasn't this the same woman who was like excited that she was getting into a fight?
Yeah.
Sounds like a sore loser.
It most definitely is. Just the worst.
Maybe. So you follow her.
Occasionally repeating the question.
She eventually, after repeating the question a couple of times, she stops, turns around, just says, I want you to stop following me.
I stop following her, and then I say, how can we help this town?
What people say, you're doing your part. Keep doing that.
Okay. Sorry.
She shakes her head, turns around, and keeps walking. So, I assume you return back to your companions, back to the North Blood.
Where am I now? Now that I've followed her?
Yeah, it seems like she was walking across town, maybe to her home, somewhere on the other side of town. You just kind of follow her a few hundred feet and...
Yeah. Norm feels bad and embarrassed, so he goes to another tavern.
You just leave?
I mean,
Is
I'm still
there
in
another
town.
tavern?
So Norm, you find another tavern. A nice, cozy, gross place called the Frozen Sock, where they hang a wet tube sock outside till it freezes, and that's how you know which building it is.
Is
What's
there a
it?
fresh one every day?
No.
What's it? What's it? What? Never mind.
But Win and Ventus, what's going on with you guys back at the Northlook? Everyone's quietly tending to their free drinks.
Is there anybody that plays music here?
No, not here. Not at the Northlook.
Is there like, are there any instruments here?
No.
They got one of those self-playing pianos.
Nope. You see that there are remains of instruments that have been used in bar fights over the years, but
Is there like a drum?
yeah, but the head's busted. So there's a rim.
Oh, okay. Okay. As we're like I'll help pass out the drinks for when we buy everybody a drink. And I'll go like, does anybody know any good drinking songs? This place could use something upbeat, right?
It takes a few moments, and then, you know, when people awkwardly sing happy birthday, and it's at different speeds and different keys and all. It kind of happens at first, then eventually it kind of comes together in sort of a sea shanty-esque drinking song.
We'll do the Bryn Shander shuffle. Get everybody up dancing.
As people sing, clink their tankards against the tables and the bars, Scramsax yells over to you, Win. Says, "So, what's that about you trying to be the leader of 10 towns?"
Oh, well, I've looked around this place and clearly it needs new management. I mean, and I just kind of motion around. So I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to change this place for the better.
Are you running for a town speaker position, or?
No, we're gonna get rid of that whole speaker system. This is going to be clearly I will be king, leader, god of this nation, and I will lead from there. Simple.
God King of 10 towns.
Oh well, we're probably going to expand from there. I mean, 10 towns is our starting point, but we will expand further. I have a whole 5-year plan for this.
Bryn Shander.
Just a 5-year plan. So what's step 1?
Step 1, take over 10 towns.
What's step 1A?
Okay, step 1A, try to solve the trivial problems that the people of 10 towns go through, such as sacrificing people. Oh, it's so cold that my river supply has frozen up, so I can't find a way to find food.
Sure.
Things like that.
That's a great starting point.
Yes, I do believe so. Thank you.
So at the opposite end, so you're God, king, ruler, leader of 10 towns. Why?
Well, it just breaks my heart to see a place in such desolation.
Does Win mean that?
Absolutely not.
So make a deception check for me, because that's why Scramsax asked.
Oh, I rolled poorly. Uh-oh. That's a 6. I wink at the end of me saying that. I'm just like...
He leans down to the bar and says, Listen, I've had all manner of adventurers, outsiders, newcomers, veterans, criminals come through this inn. Now, you may have a princely bearing, but your eyes resemble those of my normal clientele more than a leader or a prince. Why are you really here for 10 towns? I'm just an innkeeper. I can't... What can I do? Just be honest. Curious.
Mr. Innkeeper, you should really not, sell yourself a little bit more. You're more than just an innkeeper, You don't have to put yourself so low. But I'll tell you, all right? Secrets between drinking buddies, mates, pals.
Of course.
And if you ever told anyone, I'd have you publicly executed. I look around. Did you get that? Did you get that?
I could read your lips, yes.
I was banished.
Yes,
Banished. I was banished.
Quickly looks around. They're in the middle of a drinking song. Okay, I hear you.
Yeah. Kind of got in a little bit of trouble back home, and well, my father, the god king of that nation, told me that I was not to return until the sun rises over Icewind Dale. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll just be there for a quick day, a short trip. Little did I come to realize that the sun never rises here. So, kind of pulled a fast one on me, that old son of a bitch. All right. But yeah. So, I am going to be here. I am going to figure out a way to make the sun rise. That way I'm not permanently stuck here. But I'm also going to raise this place into a great nation. That way I can prove to my father that I am worthy of the crown and that I am someone that could be a leader.
Mercenary recently came from East Haven. Said you got into a lively theological debate with so-called leader over there. So you're a holy man.
Sure. I would say at the moment, currently, yes.
So you're here on behalf of your kingdom, and I guess your god?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily on here in this position specifically on the behalf of my god. I'm more of just okay. I've come to recently find out that if you pray hard enough, God gives you magic abilities. Did you know this?
That's so fucked up.
Some people do receive those gifts.
Okay, and yes, and see, and that is the crazy thing, right? I'm like, I have found this cheat code to life. If I just pray to God and say, "Hey, God, love you. We're your best friend. Give me powers, goodies." They give me powers. Have you tried it? I can tell you a couple prayers if you'd like.
Well, yeah. Who's your god? Just in case.
Yes, I call them Moon Mommy. I say, Moon Mommy, please grant me the powers of the one true warrior of Twilight. And then my eyes go to the back of my head, my voice gets a lot deeper, and then I get super powerful. If you do the same thing, I'm pretty sure it happens. It works for me.
You see Scramstacks runs his hands through his gray beard, wipes his bald, graying head. Sure. Moon Mommy. I've never heard that one before.
I think her official name is Staylu.
Selu. Yes, I've
There it is. There it is. That's the one.
spent a bit of time on ships in my day, and yeah, I've heard of her. Is she the god of your kingdom?
Not necessarily. Well, my people, we do understand. So there are a few people that worship the moon because the moon has a lot of power over the tides itself. So there are a few. But more specifically, my nanny, when she raised me, she was really big into religious and stuff. And, I thought she was crazy. Turns out she wasn't. There is a moon mommy and she grants you powers. So who would have thought that would have worked out, huh?
I mean, half the people in 10 towns pray to the Frostmaiden just for some damn mercy, and they don't get that. So, yeah, powers
they
are
should.
pretty lucky.
They should switch gods. They should definitely. I would not stick with that one.
So,
Maybe they can pray to the moon.
They might, and I guess gods have their motives. Their followers are typically put on the planet for a reason. So you must be here for a reason, and your family said it was till the sun rises.
Yes.
Where are you from?
I'm from the kingdom of Galana.
I'm not familiar.
Why does nobody need from this godforsaken town?
I knew where it was.
The kingdom of Galana is one of the most powerful kingdoms of all of the seven seas. All right, if you spent any time under the water, you would have known. We have so many symbols and we have flags flying everywhere. How many hours have you spent underwater?
Hours? No, less than one.
Oh my gosh, you're practically an infant. Listen, you need next time that you are underwater, okay?
Fucking shit.
Next time you're underwater, spend a little bit more time than just an hour, and then you'll look around and see that there is kingdoms, wars that goes on. Thousands of lives have been
Is this
lost.
your first time on land?
No. Definitely not. I'm asking questions here. Don't question me, your god
Well,
or king.
I have one more.
Okay.
Why does a kingdom in the ocean, however many leagues away from here, what do they care about Icewind Dale and towns?
Well, I see. That's the thing. Nobody cares about 10 towns. And if I can make something out of nothing, that would just show them how great of a leader I am.
Alright. Anything else, Your Highness?
Now you're getting it. Another round.
You see that Scramsax reaches his limit, pours drinks, hands them out again. More drinking songs commence. And we'll say with that, spending the rest of the day doing whatever, harvesting, divvying out of things, eating, drinking to your heart's content. Eventually you can regroup whenever you feel to make plans for what's to come.
Can I pass out at the frozen sack?
Yeah, you pass out of the frozen sock.
What did I miss before the bar fight?
Travis harvested a bunch of
Travis
stuff.
hardest stuff.
Okay,
There were
cool.
7 of the claws you managed.
Rad.
Because finding they are made of ice, but just very dense ice, and it took a couple of tries. Some of them are a little more brittle than others, so you managed to get out with 7 of them.
Excellent.
Fairly sturdy.
Whenever we go to sleep in my room, I want to ritually cast, if I can, alarm. Just in case anybody goes in and out of my room. Because that dream from the other night still got me fucked up.
As we're bedding down for the night, I assume my coat got pretty shredded when I was pierced by like 8 spines. So I think this is something, maybe not quite this extensive, but Casimir has had to deal with, making and repairing his own clothes for a while now. So I think I'm just kind of sitting there with, I don't know, maybe some sort of bone needle, like sewing shit back together absentmindedly. And at some point, I prick my finger. And I watch as the dark red blood mixes and saturates into my pure white fur. And I just kind of 1,000-yard stare for a while. Till, I don't know, maybe 5-8 minutes later, kind of shake myself out of it.
Casimir, are you alright?
Yeah. Just put myself occupational hazard.
Yeah. Suppose so.
Yeah.
I just kind of wipe it off, and you can see a kind of like an attempt at masking a troubled look on his face, but he goes back to sewing it closed. As I assume, if anybody has mending, Casimir doesn't know about it, so he's just doing his normal shit.
I'm about to make some tea. Would anybody like some? It's sleepy time tea.
Sure.
I wouldn't say no.
I'll make some tea. And bring it to whoever, and whatever the common area is, I'm assuming that's where Casimir is sewing. I'll just sit there and do my magic algebra to work on spells. That thing where you hang out with your friend and you're comfortable enough with them where you don't have to communicate or talk at all. You're just doing your own separate things in the same space.
Oh, you mean the entire time we lived together?
Exactly.
Good times. But yeah, I tell you, this maybe. I feel like Casimir doesn't take off his coat a lot, but see this kind of, like very simple, wool tunic under it, but with a few, like, kind of, nothing super fancy, but kind of some decorative stitching towards the sleeves and towards the collar, or with just some kind of like nothing in too expensive of a color, but maybe just some wool he might have picked up from over the years. And you can now see it with the coat off that it, like, especially for a bugbear, he's like very lean. There's not a lot of body fat on there. Like the body of somebody who has been very economical with his calorie intake for a long time. And just kind of this very muscular but lithe, hunched over figure, just is, still like sitting in the chair, like 5.5, 6 feet tall, and just sewing away.
I feel like Austin was trying to say something.
Nope, I'm just chilling.
Okay,
cool.
Gil's probably drinking tea with y'all, because why not?
Yeah. I'm just gonna sit in the common area, do my magic algebra, work on a spell, scribe some stuff.
Nice.
I guess he'll probably be whittling something since he just sits with his woodcarver's tools and does something of that nature. Or he's probably working on handles for to try to turn those claws into daggers.
Okay, so more or less a nice, quiet evening. Been drinking tea and working on your own. occupations.
How long did that meeting that she had go on downstairs?
Oh, not long. Maybe only 20 minutes or so.
Where
Okay.
are we again?
In the town hall, just on like the second floor in the guest chambers.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So if there's anything you also want to talk to the speaker about, you have time to do that, or you can go visit other places in town. It's up to you.
I think Austin said he wanted to meet up with her, right?
Yeah, Gil had indicated whenever she was going to go talk to whenever the dwarf came in to talk to her, he was just like,
Whenever you
just
have the time.
whenever you have time. So, oh gosh, I don't even remember what I was going to say anyway. So, I'm sure I'll think of it in a minute.
Improv.
Well, I need to toilet cat so you can have a moment to think about it. The
Rad.
alternative is that we could flash back to it later and sort of leave it up to interpretation for now.
That is up to you.
No, it's up to you. It's your scene.
Don't give me that.
No, you.
No, you. No,
No,
you.
Well, I'm gonna toilet cat either way, so we'll take a little break and we can decide.
RP warm up.
RP, it's not even a warm up. The actual
Yeah.
show.
RP exercise.
Yeah.
RP the performance.
Oh, jeez. Time to exercise my improv, I guess.
Same. So, the day goes on. She, of course, has seemingly endless meetings. Various shop owners coming in with different complaints. People coming in complaining about supplies. People coming in with updates about previous complaints. And seemingly endless. And at about lunchtime, whenever she's going to take a break, close up the town hall briefly, she eventually seeks you out, Gil, and asks for you to join her for lunch in the speaker's chambers.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
And she leads you to the speaker's chambers, and it's probably the nicest thing that Gil's seen, but no, not yet. It's sort of like fancy hotel where you walk into the suite and it's this nice kind of comfortable sitting living room area. Through one like sort of archway behind a curtain there's the bedroom, and then to the other side it's sort of like a little kitchenette area, like it's a full kind of apartment suite. She says, I hope it's fine, but most of what we have here is knucklehead stew with some leeks and potatoes. It's the usual.
Food is food at this point. Especially when you travel the wilderness as long as I was for there for a little bit.
And she says,
Certainly.
"And you don't drink, right?
Not anymore.
Do you mind if I have some?"
You're free to do as you please. Just because I don't drink doesn't mean you have to.
She says, "Don't tell my constituents that I'm drinking on the job."
My lips are sealed.
Extra, read all about it. Seeker drinks on job.
Your secret is safe with me, Duessa.
So she sits down at the little, sort of like, bistro table, just two chairs, the table itself, and eventually one of the stewards comes in with the bowls of stew, her a drink, all that kind of good stuff. And it's a little awkward for the first few moments. Small talk. Yes.
So it's like lunchtime. Would I have had enough time to have assembled at least one dagger out of the claws from.
Yeah, I would say it's a little bit, rudimentary. You kind of carved a piece of wood to kind of notch it into, a little bit of rope around it. Like, it's a little
Some
basic,
leather
but yeah.
straps. Yeah. But it is sturdy and usable.
Yeah, and
Cool.
so, and it's an interesting type of dagger to where it's a curved blade and it's pointed. You imagine you could probably take time to sand it down to be a sharp, I forget the term, to where the side of it would also be sharp. But right now it's just a claw on a thing. So it's almost like something you would hold backhanded and stab with, rather than like a...
It's kind of like
reversed.
Yeah, for anybody who's seen the Chronicles of Riddick, kind of like back curved dagger that he uses.
Basically. So it's a little rudimentary and a little exotic almost.
Okay. Yes. At some point in the midst of the small talk, Gil will just be like, "Oh, and I brought you a little something. You're going to taxidermy and mount the head of the manticore somewhere, but I figured that the speaker of the town where such a fell beast was slain should have something appropriate to that feat." And I will pull out this like ice claw dagger and set it on the table and kind of like slide it over to the table to her and say, "Think of it as a memento of the resilience of Bryn Shander and its speaker."
At this moment, she pours from a hot kettle some second glass of mulled wine. She picks up the dagger, kind of pokes at it, touches it a little bit, and she sticks the point of it into her hot wine, and you see steam billow up. And when she pulls it out, it's still as pointy as it was, but she sips at her wine, and the wine's cold now. She kind of chuckles a little bit at that. And she does a little kind of clumsy twirl with it, stabs at one of the pieces of bread on the table, and lifts it up and bites at the bread, but then just starts laughing, and just like giggles and chuckles at it and sets it down. You can see that the sort of speaker leadership robes have kind of fallen away, and she's just
having
naked.
Yeah, she's butt naked sitting here now.
Incredible.
Ooh.
And Gil looks away respectfully.
But she's kind of enjoying her lunch. She says, "So, Monster Hunter now."
I was a monster hunter before. I just didn't talk about it much. Just trying to enjoy time away from home.
Have you been back lately?
Not for a while, actually. I know I didn't really talk about my past much. I was just kind of caught up in the moment, to be fair. But I cannot go back. I am not allowed back. I did what I felt was right. My people did not see it that way. To them, I let an enemy go. To them, I betrayed who we were, betrayed our traditions by sparing the life of someone that they thought should die. But I didn't believe they needed to die. I let them go, and they saw it as a betrayal, and they thought it was one betrayal too many. So they cast me out for good this time. And, well, the rest is... the rest, I came back, I was coming in and out of 10 towns, and we were only seeing each other every so often, but, suddenly I was here all the time, and then everything just kind of came to a head. We had that fight. I left. I do miss it a little bit. At the very least, I do miss my daughter, but... You know, I did what I felt was right, and I'm not going to take that back. And if they can't see it, then... Well, I either need to find a way to convince them, or... It's just, this is the way things will be. And... Well... I'm not going to compromise who I am, and the way I think. Just because we've had a feud with another clan for so long does not mean that they deserve to die. When people are so caught up in challenges of strength of the body that they forget that challenging the mind, challenging your perspective, is just as much of a challenge, as honorable of a challenge as it is to challenge your body. I challenged my perception of our enemies and saw that they are people too. They haven't. I hope that one day I can convince them of that, but we will see. There's a lot of work to be done, and I don't suspect I will be home anytime soon.
You can see that she's listening and being insightful. You can see that there's a look of pity, like she's kind of feeling for you. She's empathizing with you, and then after all you've said, she just simply says, "How old is she now?"
19, actually. I know I don't. Yeah, I've only mentioned her once before, and I didn't tell you much. I just told you the truth that I have a daughter. And she is young, and so am I. But yeah, she is 19. She is a blacksmith. She gave me the axe that I carry now. She grew up smart and ferocious, and I am very proud of who she is. I'm very proud of what she wants to do with her life. I just hope that she doesn't think differently of me the next time she sees me. So, I hope that she knows that what I did because I felt was right. I think she knows that. I hope she knows that. But we will see.
I think one day. We had our differences, but in the interim, we've grown up, seen each other's signs, and I think anyone who knows you for long enough will know that everything you do comes from a good place. But this might not feel that way in the moment.
Yeah. I know I already apologized, but I truly am sorry for the way I acted. Sometimes you just get caught up in the passion and you get mad. And you don't think about how your words are going to affect another person until after you say them. And of course, I am sorry because I gave you too little credit. I guess there was some part of me that was just so angry about what was going on that I didn't stop to think for a second that I knew you better than that. You're a better person than I treated you as in that moment. And it took taking the time to see the perspective of what it really was like to be in someone else's shoes, having to contend with these things as a person with power but little other options, still trying to find a way, just not knowing what the best route is. I gave you too little credit. I know I should have known that I knew you better than that.
She kind of waves a hand but holds up her cup. Because as I said, we've both grown up. But yeah, it's been hard. I'm the youngest townspeaker, and probably the one with the shortest criminal record. And it's been hard. And you can see she starts to get a little choked up. Because everyone's in it for themselves and whatever they can get out of the pitiful people in their towns, and it's hard to take risks and do what you all are doing. When you don't have very much, you don't want to risk it. When you have nothing, you can't really take that first step into something else.
When you have nothing, you've nothing to lose for trying harder. But it's not as if you aren't risking anything right now either. You're trying to subvert the tradition of what people try to do about all of this. The way things are. It's a hard thing to do. I would know. You are risking just as much as we are. You're risking the wrath of your contemporaries. You're risking the wrath of your people. That could bring you harm, and yet still you're trying.
Well,
It's commendable.
You could be me if you were back in your clan. Could have been in very similar shoes today.
Perhaps. But that is not the way things worked out for me. But there is still time to see how they work out for you. And maybe, just maybe, we can change this place for the better. Together. In our own ways. It's what I would have liked to do all along, to be honest. But I needed to grow up a little first.
I think we all did. And you see that there's kind of a moment of kind of taking it in. She sips at her wine a little bit more. And she stands up. She says, "Hey, probably need to get back to the hall in case someone else comes, but we both grew up, Gil.
We both grew up.
And as you both kind of stand up to make your way out, you get to the door of her, the speaker's suite. She turns around to give you a kiss.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just because Gil was mad at her doesn't mean that he doesn't love her. So that's honestly part of the reason why he was mad. He was so mad at her and he didn't want to be. So
it's definitely a loaded moment.
Oh yeah.
But hand on the chest, and then she says, "Be safe. And come back and visit anytime."
Oh, I will.
And she steps out and goes back to her post. And so the rest of the day proceeds. Evening of sipping tea and whittling and doing magic algebra. And then
working on more daggers.
Working on more daggers. And then day comes to a close, and when it sounded like you guys were going to go back to East Haven during the next few days to collect the rest of your reward.
So I was going to pretend to be somebody for appearances for the sacrifice. How long did I need to do that persona? Did the town speaker say?
Basically, just for the length of them knocking on a random house door going through the process of saying you were selected to for the sacrifice, or yada yada yada, to parade you, escort you through town, and then at the town center strip you of your belongings, take you to that spot, but really just get you out of town, and go through the parading ruse of this person's being taken to be sacrificed, and then after that, Casimir just returns to town.
Gotcha. This may have been covered a while ago, but what is the racial makeup of Bryn Shander? Like, because I know disguise self, I can make myself look smaller, but also it like gotta account for, you know, if I were like even, you know, like a 7-foot human, there's still like more on top. If that, yeah.
It's a pretty good mix of races, and you see that there tend to be more of quote-unquote the uncommon races. Like there's more half-orcs and maybe more tieflings than what you would see find like Neverwinter or something. But, you know, kind of humanoid, humans, dwarves, elves, some half-orcs, dragonborn. Pretty wide variety.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So, for the sake of brevity, you gear up, you stock up on whatever food you may need for your journey, you grab your dogs, and you head back toward East Haven. Keep hitting the microphone. You change the artwork. And I'll change Albert. So you arrive in East Haven into the evening around dinner time. You imagine that Speaker Wayland would still be at the town hall finishing up business. So you can either swing in before you bed down for the night, or you can head there in the morning. It is up to you.
Might as well go now. We can just get to see what's up.
Okay. So you step in to the town hall entryway, the reception hall, where you see an oil painting of East Haven, as you see on the screen there. You see that big, massive stuffed knucklehead trout on another wall with the name Big Nuck.
Big Nut.
Big Nut. But there are, to your surprise, no militia guards standing in here. There are no sort of clerks in here. There is the door that leads into sort of the administrative clerk's office that you've been into before. Doing a little bit of looking ahead, opening the door. There are no clerks in the administrative office either. And it looks like the room the door at the opposite side of the clerk's office is left a little open. And it's always been closed every time you've been in there.
This is not normal.
It is not normal.
Something's not right here.
Let's be careful. I want to quietly go creep towards that door that's open, that's cracked open.
Okay.
And I will kind of like gesture like, wait here. I'm gonna go look at see what's up there.
Okay, so Ventus, you creep forward, peek through the crack in the door. In the room beyond, there are lit lanterns positioned around the room, with a nice, gentle, warm glow. And in the center of the room is a tall, shiny black object, almost like a statue. But it's not a statue. Take a closer look, and it's actually a detached figurehead from the prow of a ship. And it's carved to the image of a winged demon. Now, it stands about 8 feet tall, and you can see that there's shards of wood on the back side of this figurehead where it was once attached to the hull of a ship. And you see a woman tied to this black figurehead. It's a scrawny woman. She's dripping wet, soaked from head to toe. White hair, dripping wet, drapes over her face and drips water onto the floor. She's strapped, arms tied to this black figurehead.
I'll turn to look at them and I'll be like, just gesture, like, get over here.
Yeah.
I imagine we like Scooby Doo it, like we're like looking in the door, like just like everyone like kind of like hunched over each other, like.
Mm-hmm. And look here. I think Wynn and Louie might be the ones. You both get a sense from this woman, dressed in white with white hair and fair skin. There's something off about her. And the fact that she is soaked to the bone. You realize you are looking at the White Lady of Loch-Dineshire. There's the same feeling in the air that you had during the seance with Ronaldo. The same cold. It's her.
That ain't right. You're muted, Carson.
Damn it.
What's going on here?
Guys, I think that's the White Lady.
Can I go say hi?
Like the ghost? Are you
Yeah.
saying that's the ghost?
Yes.
Well, it's clearly a real person.
No.
It don't look like a ghost to me.
It looks pretty real. I thought the hag was supposed to be the White Lady.
I thought that the White Lady was made up, like it wasn't real.
Maybe there's more than one White Lady.
I want to say hi.
Should we untie
No,
her?
don't go in. No,
Don't do
no,
that.
don't go in there.
Why?
We don't know what this is. We don't. I mean,
So-
it looks like a lady, but could be a monster or something.
That's a fair point.
No.
Oh no, she crying.
Because the last one was a monster. This one will be
Yes.
Is
What?
that woman crying?
And underneath her sopping, wet, white hair, you can see her body kind of heaving and sobs coming from her chest.
Something is very wrong here.
Well, first of all, let's address the fact that they kept this behind a locked door, which is very, very bad. There's something
That-
not
that's fair.
right about this.
I just want to take this moment. This is giving me Witch from Left 4 Dead vibes, and I'm not okay with that.
Hold on, I can show you some artwork of this too.
Oh
Oh no.
Oh no!
Great.
Love that.
Love that.
I love this for us. Where will
One
we
more
be
level. I can
seeing-
just fireball this and we can leave.
I get 2 attacks. That's twice as many spite chances.
Alright, so if you guys will attend to Discord,
Oh no!
thing, art refs. What you see.
Ugh.
This is not a room in which we have been before.
I don't
Correct.
believe so. No. Yeah.
It will.
I go to the White Lady.
No, stop it.
Dude, fuck!
Stop it.
Just gonna pull out my bow. Fuck
I
it.
imagine that if you want to, you can grab onto Norm and hold him
No.
back.
No, stop it.
Actually, yeah, that's a better plan. I'm gonna
Stop
try
it.
to be like, no, like, hold on.
Norm's an adult.
No, this is no. this is different because this affects everyone. You can't just go into the room and start talking to the strange sobbing lady. Just wait.
Why?
Let's make a plan. We need to make a plan.
At least.
We need to make a plan, and then we will go talk to the lady.
I will say, I usually would be perfectly fine with walking up to a lady who is sobbing, tied up to a statue. But this seems
That
Logan.
That's
really.
We don't want to.
Oh,
we
I'm
don't have
gonna use
time to
divine
unpack
sense.
all that.
You're gonna use
I'm going to use divine sense.
what?
I'm a fucking paladin. What am I thinking?
What does it look
Maybe
like
she
when you
d-
use divine sense? What is Gil's
It's
divine
like-
sense?
Gil closes his eyes, and when he opens them, instead of just being like the silver irises and everything like that, is like the whole of his eyes look like silver starlight.
And when you do that, this ghastly lady, tied to this figurehead, is an undead.
Ooh. Yeah,
Oh,
she's definitely a ghost.
maybe she just didn't have the correct aftercare. That's what I'm trying to say. Usually, this is the kind of situation where the person just didn't have the correct aftercare.
What does
So-
that mean?
I don't know what
My-
any of that means.
My friends, this is definitely a ghost
I
or something that
A
did.
ghost?
I
Oh,
am.
maybe.
I am. My ancestors give me the ability to discern what is living and what is dead, and at present, that whatever is tied to that statue is very dead.
Is that always a bad thing?
Usually,
Why are we? Okay. Maybe. Okay. So, how about this? I know magic that can teleport someone away and move them to a distance further away. What if I prepare to do that, and someone goes and talks to her?
Me?
Not Norm.
Why?
Let Norm as an adult, let him talk.
I think we should let Louis do it.
Oh, wait a minute. We're actually
Louis
we're
is a
actually
very
wanting me to talk to somebody.
persuasive. Louis can be very persuasive. Yes.
Maybe keep it to like just facts.
Actually,
Okay.
you know what? Considering that I am also particularly equipped to fight undead things, so if something were to happen,
Why don't you prepare from a distance?
Okay.
And I will prepare to move Louis out of the way if I need to cast that spell, if something goes wrong. And then you can also prepare to fill that godforsaken thing with holes if we need to.
something like that.
And-
Yes.
How would we do that then?
Do we
Okay.
do we know that all ghosts are bad?
Well, I'm saying if. I'm not saying when.
Can I
Because
join
she could
Louis?
be being held here against her will, even if she is undead. I'm not going to cast dispersions on the
I don't know much about ghosts, but from the stories, it seems like they always got something they didn't do while they was alive.
Well, that's why I'm saying if. I'm not saying that we're going to do that. I'm saying if.
I
Okay.
Logan, I guess if this, helps the discerning whether or not this is an evil spirit or not. It doesn't say anything about telling whether or not it's evil or good, but it does say something about presence of a place or object that's been consecrated or desecrated. Is there anything like that coming from her or the statue that she's attached to?
Is this a black wood prow of a demon desecrated?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
It's come up briefly before. So here's what we'll do. Because of your divine sense.
Yeah.
This figurehead of this winged demon creature, it is desecrated.
Oh,
It is a
hard no.
desecrated object. It is tainted with some kind of demonic magic. We'll get
Oh,
to that
great.
too. Additionally, it's come up before. I don't remember exactly who, so I'm just gonna say it for everyone. It resembles the material that the figurehead is made of is the same material that Norm's hammer is made of. Chardolin.
What do we
I
already know
wanna-
about Chardolin?
I want to
Yeah,
go.
What do we know about that?
I think
That's
at
the thing
most
that, like-
you know it's kind of like a rare magic material.
How do you spell
Okay.
it?
CHARD, chard, and then ALYN, Chardolin.
It also transformed based off of whoever touched it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's some kind of mutable thing.
But I will say, Gil,
Yes.
Norm's chunk of Chardolin is consecrated. It's good.
So it can, okay, so it's not inherently evilism. It's not like an inherently dark and evil thing. It's
Correct.
just it can be good or evil. It can be heavily affected by it. Okay, cool.
And
Cool.
finally,
Hey, I should go up there. I'm your Chidolin guy.
Stop it.
Icewind Dale natives, if you will make a history check for me.
Oh god.
Gladly.
Oh,
+0.
just a plain old history check.
Plain old history, except I'll give you advantage, Austin.
Me?
Yes, you.
As a treat?
As a
Flatly.
treat with my -1 modifier to history?
With the +0, that is a 17 for me.
Well, I rolled a 1 and then a 19, so it's an 18.
Okay.
Alright, so 17 and 18.
Then, Louis, I'll let you count. I'll consider you a native. You're like half native.
Yeah.
Same with
native.
Norm. You're like half native.
You're wanting me,
Oh,
the
okay.
dummiest person in the world, to try to roll for this?
History. Yeah, history check.
Dummy
Okay.
thickest.
Yeah, that's how that
Yeah.
works.
Don't
me just-
encourage.
Let me just check everything to make sure that I don't have
See,
anything that can
Gil
help me
is
here.
both dummy thick and thicky dumb.
They don't.
Is this roll a favored foe?
What's your favorite stuff?
I'm kidding. It's
History was his most hated subject in school. So in a way, it was.
If only that's how that worked. My favorite
Nah.
foe is history.
Yeah.
that's a -4.
Oh my god!
It's just
no way.
it's just a 4. It's just a
Oh,
4.
just
It's
a
just a
four.
4.
All right, Alan, what did
How
you
did
get?
you achieve a -4? That would imply that you had at least a -5.
You're dumber than your average
You would
like
Have
pet.
to have like a 1 in.
Yeah, a moth would be more intelligent.
You would literally be catatonic.
Yep.
You would be comatose.
Hey, Alan, what did you get?
As the best equipped to approach the white lady, I got a 22.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh Jesus!
You recognize this statue, Alan, or at the very least, the likeness that it is carved in.
Uh-huh.
You were told a story about a demon that used to terrorize and rule over Icewind Dale more than a century ago. It's sort of like an evil bedtime story, but someone may have liked it enough to carve the prow of their ship in Chardolin as this demon. It was specifically a Baylor named Ertu. ERRTU.
Oh. Fuck, that's mean business, dude.
And this was once the prow of some ship some time ago.
Okay.
And the white
I-
lady continues to sob, tied to the statue of Ertu.
I know what I want to
regurgitate
do.
that information as I slowly.
Norm.
No,
please.
stop it!
Towards
Stop it!
the white
No,
lady.
seriously,
Norm,
stop it!
please.
Seriously, stop it.
I slowly push Norm out.
No, stop it!
and
I really want to do something before you
I
do
would
that.
say, and the last thing that I'll give you is that, you'll end up sharing it with each other, so it doesn't matter too much who hears it. But you do hear some thudding coming from downstairs. Downstairs. You hear specifically the voice of Captain Arlagath captain of the guard. Yell out and say, "All right, try harder. Is there a crowbar? Is there something? We got to get this gate open. We got to get this door
Norm.
open. Got to get him out of there." So there's something
Whatever.
going on downstairs.
Whatever is going on with this. We should not fuck with this.
I want to do. Can I cast detect thoughts on the white lady?
Oh.
I'm about to find out.
We're about to find out. Oh no.
Thinking creatures you can see.
Do undead think?
Probably.
I mean, liches
Intelligent
do.
undead, yeah.
Yeah, liches do. I guess.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole point, right? That's the whole point of a lich. They're just undead thinkers. They just think so much that they're now dead.
Yeah. They sapiosexual themselves into immortality.
The surface thoughts of this creature are just, yeah, cold.
I want to pry a little deeper.
Okay. And that's a wisdom save?
Yes. And my DC is now 15.
Nice. 20 intelligence, baby.
Big brain.
Woo! A 5.
Cool.
You pry deeper, and it becomes a cacophony. It's the same thoughts, the same ideas. Let me out. It's so cold. It's so cold down here. I'm freezing. Let me back out. Except now it is a cacophony of voices. You hear a roaring. You hear a screaming, a gurgling. Just every voice that this ghost may have ever spoken. Everything it's ever said. All coming through in these thoughts of let me out. It's freezing.
And I'll grab my head and I'll reach out I'll reach out for someone to help me stabilize myself.
I will help him.
I'll reach out. I'll grab Gil. Its thoughts are very scattered. There's so many voices. It's whatever that is. And I'll stop listening. I'll cut off the spell. Whatever that is not. It's not well.
And the statue is desecrated.
I think that is there a way to get downstairs? We need to find out what is happening with this.
Yes, and if you glance around, you see, and you can kind of tell by that image, there are columns kind of surrounding the statue, which means you can kind of move around the outskirts of the statue's location and make it to a staircase leading downstairs.
Yes. I will. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say, I'll look at Norm and whoever was wanting to talk to it. I don't think that thing can be rational. We can't have rational conversation with whatever that creature is. It seems to be fixated on a singular moment. I don't know if it would bear any fruit to actually try to talk to it.
And I will join in with that. Just, it's clearly undead. The statue it is tied to has been desecrated. Norm, I understand that you want to interact with the Shardolin, but I think there is something very evil and very wrong with what is happening in this room right now. And I think it might behoove us to approach this at a different time.
We should find out what they're doing downstairs. We heard the captain something about a crowbar. We should try to go down there and see if he can explain what this is about.
You think they're keeping her here? Like they trapped her.
Is there any reason that my big brain can figure out why they would want to tie up some kind of undead in here, specifically next to that rock? no logic I can even surmise about that rock and an undead, like anything like that.
Especially, no, not being familiar with what Chardalyn really is and what it's capable of.
Am I not? Would I not be able to have read about that at some point?
I think you've made the check before. And as far as you know, it's a unique mineral that's been specifically found around Icewind Dale. But as far as its full abilities, you're not sure.
Can I do an Allie Beardsley shot in the dark roll?
Make an Arcana check.
All right.
Roll like Allie.
That is an 18, so a 25.
Hell yeah.
So, it's a highly magical substance. It takes on a lot of magical traits of certain planes, certain entities. So it has maybe the potential of being a trick of evil magic, but also there are many rumors surrounding the White Lady and how she may have died. And one of those rumors was that she died on a sinking ship on Loch Dineshire. And this might be the prow of that ship. There were some things that her husband's ship sank in Loch Dineshire, and she drowned herself in the lake because of that. So it could be, it sounds all mythological and folklory, but could be it.
I'll just sit and I'll kind of like kind of rub my chin, Obi-Wan style, and I will think. The only way to find out what's really happening here is we find out from the source. We should go downstairs and ask the captain what's happening, and we can deal with the White Lady when we figure out all the variables.
How did they tie up a ghost?
I don't think it's necessarily a ghost. It could be a zombie. It could be some kind of ghoul.
And if it is a ghost, it's either magic or it's a trick.
And I mean, it could still be a ghost, but the desecrated statue is allowing it to be tangible or something like that. I mean, there are many factors that we need to figure out, but the only way we're going to do it.
The rope is also a ghost. Spectral rope for spectral beings.
So a trick.
Ghost rope.
Let's go talk to the captain.
That's where we're gonna go with ghost rope. How would one even make ghost rope?
Carefully, I imagine.
There you go. He gets it.
You're welcome.
So
Ventus gets a headache.
You have like a small aneurysm, but just small enough for it to not kill you.
So
Yeah, take 1d4 psychic damage.
So you're going to sneak around and go downstairs.
Yes, I'm gonna keep my fucking bow trained on this thing, statue,
Okay.
ghost lady, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be.
Okay. I'm going to go
Until
toilet
we're
cat
out of sight.
one last time, and then we will play out this last scene.
One last time.
So one last toilet cat, and we'll get right back to it.
Rad.
I still love him. Okay, so
He's a big
boy.
doofus, but I
He's a
love
good
him.
boy.
you creep around this figurehead of a demon with the White Lady tied off to it, a puddle forming at her feet. You slink
Ew.
around in a nice,
don't pee-pee.
neat line, crouching, taking steps in sync after one another, Scooby-Doo
Bump.
style.
Bump,
Da-dum,
bump, bump.
da-dum. Da-da-da-da-dum.
And staying towards the edge of the room, she weeps and cries and sobs the whole time, getting a little bit louder every moment or so. And eventually you make it to the top of the stairs. Nothing happens, but she's still standing there tied up and weeping. You descend the stairs down to the dungeon level below, where basically the town and jail is. And you see, the first thing, the stairs end in a hallway branching left and right. And to your right, you see Captain Arligath and a few members of the militia standing around the door to one of the jail cells. Crowbar and other tools in hand. And as you step down, Captain Arlogath, she turns and looks over, and she sighs and shrugs and says, "Wonderful. Great. Awesome. Welcome. Welcome to the party. How can we help you?"
You have many questions to answer, but first of all, what is happening right now?
What?
And her and the militia people step to the side to reveal Town Speaker Waylon in the jail cell, locked, leaning against the bars, and he waves at you, says, "We've had a bit of a situation."
Mm-hmm.
It would seem.
I wave back.
That is the understatement of the century.
Had some no good, I guess we'll call them bandits, some criminals. Lock me away in my own jail and take the cauldron with them.
Fuck.
This is why I didn't want to leave it.
That doesn't explain the ghost.
Captain Arlogath interrupts says, "Ghost?
The
Talking about
the
Ronaldo-
lady.
Lady. Are you talking about
Do you-
Ronaldo's
Do you
trap
not know
seance?
about the woman tied to the statue upstairs?
There was
Did you not-
no woman tied to the statue upstairs.
There definitely is now.
You're not very funny. Your jokes are bad.
Do
Did
I
you
believe?
not see?
Do you believe?
Yeah, do I believe
Make
it's
an
on the
insight check. Whoever wants to, make an insight check.
Absolutely.
good? Insight, that is a 19.
Ooh.
I think it is. Actually, I'm gonna roll on D&D Beyond because I can.
D&D
Whoa.
Beyond. It's D&D.
Well,
D&D Beyond.
I rolled
He
a physical
rolled a-
die and decided to roll on D&D Beyond, and I got a 1. So
Nice.
Digital rollers
Oh,
always roll worse than my actual dice.
the roll
On
20
D&D
digital
Beyond.
rollers rolled so well for me.
See, it's hit or
Wow.
miss for me. I'll roll like 18s and through 20s, like for several rolls straight, and then I roll
Roll
1s
20s
through
is ass.
30s. It's back and
Well,
forth.
When I was playing that
85
when I was playing
time.
that all roll 20 campaign, I was playing that cleric. I was literally like a 50% crit rate on every attack I made the entire
Just keep
campaign,
rolling
like
roll
straight up. I was just like, I'm gonna keep rolling a roll 20, baby.
So, regardless of what you roll, whether for good or for worse, she has no idea about the lady upstairs.
No.
I furrow my brows and just say,
She's not lying, but neither are we.
Can I
Wait,
bring
did
someone
we-
responsible with me to check if the white lady's still there?
Did we?
Sure,
Did
I'll
we?
go with you.
All right.
Okay, no, that doesn't count.
cool.
What a
Yeah.
Gil, you
descriptive
should go.
of this
Gil,
whole-
You know
should
what?
go with
I
him.
should. Yeah, Gil will
Okay.
volunteer.
Gil and I
responsibility.
go check on the white lady.
Okay,
Call
so-
if you need my help getting the speaker out of the jail.
Yes.
I was about to say maybe those of us with a little more muscle get these bars open.
I have a
Do you,
crowbar.
Give Casimir the crowbar, I guess.
Casimir gets the crowbar.
Let me
Oh,
look
Lord.
at. Hold on. Actually,
Cool. Does somebody want to aid? Does somebody strong want to aid me? Should I rip these bars off?
It's probably going to be just you, like with the crowbar doing, because you already get advantage anyway
I was
with
just
the
saying, doesn't the
crowbar.
crowbar do?
Oh, okay. Cool.
And so we'll just go ahead and roll an athletics with advantage just to see how easily you break it open on your first try.
Okay.
can I make? I will assist in, not with athletics, but I will cast like some kind of cold. I will try to make the use cantrip to make the lock cold, and more brittle and easily broken.
Okay.
Okay, that's gonna be a nat 20 for 26.
These
Wait.
guards have been struggling so much, and you walk over, dead eye contact.
Yeah, and I just kind of like, I think I fully like ripped the door off the hinges, which I go, and just like one-handed, like hand it to one of the militiamen. I'm just like, sorry about that. I let go. Yeah, it's just,
Yes, and the town speaker steps out, takes a breath, and those Norm and Gil stepping upstairs. There's no one up there. The figurehead is still there, but the floor is dry. There's no rope and certainly no crying woman.
Norm is livid.
We are not crazy. We are not crazy.
I
Magic
had one,
does not lie, right?
I had this one chance to meet her.
We could always try to
I
go
had
up
this
to the
one
figurehead
chance,
anyway.
Gil,
Right?
and you guys held me back.
Well, yes, because the statue was desecrated and
Let
it
the
was
record
clearly
show
undead.
I was all in on Norm talking to the white lady.
Look,
Team Norm.
Norm. Sometimes, some people just should not or cannot be talked to.
You told me to walk up to her and talk to her. I decided to follow somebody else's plan because usually you'll tell me I don't have good plans, but
Oh, I mean, that was
What if she was good but in trouble?
she
well.
might tell me,
Clearly, she's not in trouble anymore.
I'm gonna walk up to
I
the,
knew that rope was.
Can
I knew something wrong with her. You can't catch a ghost with rope.
So
Can I-
all four of
Right?
you are up there now. Look, that's your Ventus.
Yeah, hey, can I walk up to the statue?
You absolutely can. Walk up
Do
to
not
the statue.
touch
Is the
the
statue
statue,
still there?
Louis.
Yeah, the
Do not
statue's still there.
touch the
Oh,
statue.
okay. It's still
Please.
like the
Is there
con-
ropes
the
or anything in there?
desecrated-
Ropes? Nope, no ropes.
I beg you, do not touch that statue.
You can beg all you want. I'm used to
As
it.
I
Touch it.
walk closer to the statue, does my hammer react in any way?
No, and not in any obvious way. No.
Okay.
Touch it.
We should not touch the cursed statue.
Louis, you should do whatever you want. You're a grown man.
It's desecrated. It's like there's clearly something
Gil
wrong with it.
about to explode.
Oh God, it's like veins popping out of the
Me
side
just
of his head.
instigating, just like yes,
Well,
yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
Did we tell them? Did they tell us what's wrong with this statue?
No.
No, we just know that it's desecrated.
Can I toss
It's
like a little
clearly
pebble at it?
suffused with some kind of evil.
Can I go back down? Can I go back downstairs and ask him what's wrong with this here statue?
Can they all just be upstairs with us at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they
followed us.
They release the town speaker.
I
he's-
want to investigate the statue.
I'll say he's far more worried about the missing cauldron, and so you start talking about this statue, and he's like, "Yeah, it's the prow of some ship, some figurehead that some people brought in, hoping for a reward. They brought it up from the
Tonight.
lake.
They brought it up from the lake.
Recently,
A few months ago.
Hey, can somebody undesecrate this shit?
When
I
did the lake start
theoretically could.
What do you mean theoretically? There's no theory in magic.
This
I'm
is-
pretty sure.
I mean, that's
That's
literally
false.
literally a wizard's job.
That's false. I literally do that all the time, but it's all right.
I mean, sure. I have like 3. I know 4, 5, 6 spells. I'm
Logan.
good.
That's cute.
So, I don't have any of the fun priestly spells that might actually undo some kind of desecration, but I have something I can try if that would be allowed. I just need an hour.
Before you do that, can I cast detect magic in this room and see if I see anything with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and this, similar to Gil, this figurehead does radiate some magic, not from any specific school, but it definitely radiates some demonic magic, which the town speaker will kind of go on and say, like, yeah, I've had a bad feeling about this statue since we got it. Don't touch it if you don't. can avoid it.
Is that
Gives me a weird feeling.
did they touch it when they brought it in?
No, it was too heavy for them. They were some magic users. I don't remember who it was. It wasn't that Zan or anything. It was some other newcomers. They used telekinesis. I don't know the term.
Yeah, sure.
Telekinesis.
I really want to touch it.
I would.
I'm standing like very close and
We
just
should not touch it.
looking at it
Somebody touch it.
We should not
strangely.
touch it without at least some kind of proper preparation. of
I'm
some
gonna
kind.
touch it.
I'm gonna
Question.
cast protection from evil and good on him right now.
I touch it.
Question: Didn't
Oh,
the
no
lake
one
start
stabbed
freezing
him
over
from
a few
touching
months
it.
ago?
Somewhat. It's kind of been
Yeah.
freezing over ever since the everlasting rime, but it definitely has gotten worse over the past couple months.
I want to touch it.
So protection from
It's-
evil and good.
That's the only thing I can think of that I have prepared or at all that might help in touching some kind of evil object that may or may not be cursed in some way.
The reason I
wait,
want to
wait.
touch it, the
Can
reason
see
I want to,
invisibility.
See invisibility.
Yeah.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Hey, you still got that that magic vision thing or something?
yeah, the reason I want to see it is because I want to cast identify ritually on it.
And that would last about as long as protection from evil and good would at that point, with the added time for ritually casting it.
So once you get to the appropriate point in your ritual, Ventus, if you will make a charisma saving throw with advantage.
Oh, nice. 19.
Radical.
Man, everyone's okay with Ventus going up to it and touching it.
I'm a scholar.
Hey, Norm,
I
buddy.
know
Next,
magic.
Norm, next ghost we see, I'm not stopping you. All right, I'm gonna push you straight forward into that ghost.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Whichever ghost.
You're a real friend.
All supernatural activities can be handled by you from now on.
Oh my god.
So
Gil's lifespan is going to shorten by like 20 years just being around the two of you. Y'all are going to stress him to death.
So as far as
The cleric.
identifying and magic related to this, the statue is not under any kind of spell or anything, but it is infused with demonic magic from some of the lower planes, and it basically threatens to impart some negative thoughts and ideas and effects onto whoever touches it. As far as the ghost goes, it's seemingly unrelated, except for the fact that they both seemingly ended up at the bottom of Loch Dinishir. Otherwise, there's nothing in it that makes you think it creates illusions or anything like that.
And I'll explain that. I'll be like, it seems that this rock absorbs some kind of, or infused with some kind of demonic element from the lower planes, and because the White Lady, her spirit was also at the bottom of the lake, they fused somehow, and maybe we were seeing some kind of visage of the White Lady because of that. But this is very strange. I don't think I can give an exact idea of what's going on here,
So like a vestige of a spirit.
or I guess just whatever. They ended up in the same place, and one essence fused with another.
Interesting.
Question is, where'd she go?
And I just kind
Well,
of moved
also-
my hand through the space that she occupied.
The lake?
Also, could we destroy this here statue, and maybe that'll help with the, like, maybe that'll help her. You know what I mean? Like, maybe she's tied down by the statue in some kind of way.
What
Not
if something's inside there?
That's true.
I'm
that
fine with that.
If it absorbed the essence of her spirit, it could have absorbed innumerable other things. Also, it's infused with some kind of spirit from the lower planes. We could unlock some kind of devilkin. We don't need that parading about
Slowly
town.
raise my warhammer.
Don't hit it,
Yeah,
please.
yeah, hit it.
I was.
hit it.
Does anyone jump to stop him?
I will move in front of him, and I will use shield to block that.
Fine, I guess. Sneak attack. I
Sneak attack.
I think I drop it in my other hand and throw and swing it. No, I'm just kidding.
Win would absolutely say sneak attack.
Oh yeah.
As he did it.
We do not need to crack this unless we know exactly what's going to happen.
With what I have seen through my divine sense and all that, and what Ventus has told us, and I guess the reaction of my protection from evil and good spell to whatever it did to Ventus, tried to do to Ventus. Do I think it would be possible for me to like neutralize whatever is in this using an atonement ceremony?
Look at the ceremony spell.
It does say creature, but it's I don't know, it's the only thing I have that even comes close to something like that.
So it would definitely be in the capabilities of a hallow spell, which is much higher level.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's what, 5th level?
I was just say, do paladins even get hallow?
Maybe.
Does not actually, according to this, hallow is not on the paladin spell list.
Oh, yep, it's just clear.
Wow, cool.
That's surprising, actually. Oh, it's probably a oath-specific spell.
It might be. It might be something like devotion, or I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't seem like it would be a glory thing. So. Oh well.
Fairly certain. I'll look into it, but it's at least not something with ceremony.
Okay, it's outside of the realm of my capability then. Okay. That's all I needed to know. Just whether or not Gil thought it was possible for him to do something about it magically.
I just realized it's 11:30. What dudes?
Yes.
Oh Jesus.
I was gonna finish up whatever you're doing here and then wrap up.
Can I chastise speaking again? Just for
Can you try what?
fucking. Can I chastise speaking Waylon for fucking up and losing the pot?
I can't believe you fucking lost the pot. How did he already lose the pot?
Yeah, dude, we've been gone for like 1 day, and you lost the pot. The pot that grants you endless food. You couldn't have gotten a little bit more protection or anything.
He and says we already took care of them, but
Right.
I mean we had men die for this. I don't know.
Okay, and where's the pot?
I think it's at least not in town anymore.
Well,
Right.
lead us to where it was stolen from, and we will investigate. And then that's where we'll wrap up.
Or do you know who did this?
So, yeah, do you know who did
He
it?
says I told 2 people. Captain Arlagath, and he looks at
Okay.
her and she says, and I kept it to myself. It was a hush-hush job for the most part. I guarded it myself.
Do we believe her?
Yes, you do believe.
I was about to say, I
Okay.
think Gil would believe her
She
at
is
this
on the
point
up
because
and up.
he knows her.
But then he says, and I told one of my clerks, Prudence.
Why would you do that?
The loose thread.
And I have not seen her in 2 days.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
What do you know about Prudence? Anything at all?
We worked closely
Wish.
together, but I didn't know too much about her. But she says, or has said in the past, that she had family in Targos.
Fuck.
And I've not seen her since. That's the only thing I know about her. And I've had militia head to her house. It's been emptied.
You
Well,
think
so
she
they-
may have skipped to Targos?
And I don't know who the people were that came and stole it and knocked out half of our guards, but must be
Well,
affiliated in some way.
well, we'll need to see where it was stolen from.
And the people who took it, they had a weird way of talking. Meeting their cousin for lunch, they dropped their sandwich on the sidewalk. They slept on the left side of the bed. A weird way of speaking.
It sounds like. Does that mean anything?
I know it wouldn't mean anything to Gil.
It wouldn't mean anything to Gil, but probably most to... I don't know. Yeah, I know players, I feel like Casimir might be the most who would have heard something like that in his line of work. So Casimir, it sounds like thieves can't. Kind of a trade language of criminals.
Yeah. So I probably would. I mean, I would have helped anybody who wasn't like obviously and outwardly evil. Like through the wilderness where I was at, which probably would have included, some smugglers or stuff like that. So I mean, I don't imagine I'd have like a wholesale grasp on the language, but would I recognize any of these phrases?
Probably not. Probably just that they weren't used with you enough
Yeah, that
to
might
become fluent in any of them.
that might have been something they like mumbled to each other when they thought I was.
And you would hear and be
in
like,
earshot.
did they just say they dropped their oatmeal? Maybe.
Yeah. So I just go.
Like it's a code. Thieves, bandits, the like. It's how they talk to each other without saying what they really mean. I don't know. Well, did they come out of nowhere? Like what happened?
Yeah, for the most part, they sort of rushed everybody. Knocked out half the guards, forced me into the cell to give up my keys, everything, and before we knew what they were doing and where they had gone, they were out of town. Nothing but a trail in the snow. I don't know who Prudence was involved with, or... I mean, she's worked with me for 3 years. I can't... Either way, I feel like it's no coincidence that I haven't seen her in days. I hate to ask more of you, but the new moon is in 3 days. We can't store up enough food over the next few days. People might get restless.
Okay, well, here's my thing. We handed you a golden goose here, and you dropped the ball. I don't really know if you really deserve another cauldron at this point. I mean,
We're trying to save lives, to be precise, though. I mean,
At the same time, the townspeople should not suffer because of a setback, whether it is Speaker Wayland's fault or not.
I mean, did you store any food?
Yes,
Like we told you to?
Yes, we've stored away over the past a week. And, people still need to eat. maybe we might stretch our resources thin over the next few days, but
This guy.
it's not something
Well,
that
let's just
can
find it.
go on for long.
If you can stretch it, do what you can. Give us the time to sort out what's happened and bring it back. At least I'm going to do that. So, the rest of you are welcome to come with me, but I'm not going to let the people of East Haven suffer because of whatever this prudence is trying to accomplish. I don't actually.
I mean, if
it's Wayland's
just because
fault.
they've disappeared does not mean that they are necessarily involved. They may have been kidnapped or something like that. We should investigate where it went missing. There are surely clues left behind.
Sure.
So, did Wayland say anything about any possible leads on any information about Prudence? I'm sorry, my brain
Yeah, he doesn't
went a little
know
weird.
all that much about her besides that she has family in Targos and that she came here for worked with him for the past few years. And as far as her home, the militia has already checked it, and it has been more or less packed up and emptied.
Okay, cool.
Speak of Wayland, I'm going to make something very clear to you. That is strike 2 from me. One more strike and the wrath of Twilight will be coming down upon your head. We'll find
nothing
this.
happening, nobody
We'll
can
find the
remember.
cauldron for you. But don't fuck up again.
Make an intimidation roll for me.
Oh, my dice are away.
Last roll.
Alright. Plus intimidation. 17.
He grits his teeth. Says, "Right, Prince."
Future God King to you.
Oh my god.
We really got to talk about whatever's happening with your thing here.
We'll talk about it on the way. Let's go find the cauldron.
And so,
Bef-
yes.
I was just gonna say, as we go to leave, Gil's gonna turn and look at Wayland and go, "He speaks for himself. I don't blame you for this. You had no way of knowing what was going to happen.
We do not blame. Good.
We will do our best to get it back. Don't think that he speaks for all of us, because he certainly does not speak for me. I don't blame you. You are doing your best. I know that now.
We do not blame honest men for the acts of criminals.
I don't.
Honest.
And he
honest.
nods and kind of grabs you both by your shoulders and says, "We appreciate it. You wouldn't expect one of your closest companions to turn on you."
No. I would not.
When he says closest companions, does he mean anything by that?
Oh
Like,
no.
Does he mean friend?
He meant, you see that he was sort of speaking factually, and he didn't expect Prudence to turn on him. But
Yeah.
you see him sort of stop and hesitate. He says, "The Prince, I fear him,
As you should.
but not for the reasons he thinks. Keep an eye on him."
It's nighttime, right? When we got here.
Yeah, about evening, sunsetish.
Cool.
Or
Cool.
what
I
would
want to
be
detect.
sunsetish.
I first I will ask. What do you mean by that?
Regardless of what he thinks about himself, I don't think he'd be much better than any of the criminals and lowlives that have become speakers.
I don't say that. My character does not say that.
I don't think I even heard what you said.
I just say that's fair.
Oh.
And I would almost trust a pickpocket as a leader more than him. He has a... something about it.
Yes, a je ne sais quoi.
Wow.
Speak away.
He may speak boldly, but I will not hear an ill word from you on his behalf.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's my future executioner right there, baby.
I wanna detect his thoughts. Because I wanna know why he's really saying that.
I mean, it seems like it's because the dude is it's not like our guy is exactly hinged.
We've established he's my rival at this point. He called out my like spirituality and everything, and like so kind of like I don't fuck with him.
So the surface thoughts, definitely he doesn't like Win at all. But you can sense that his concerns aren't just a distaste, but you will need to pry a little bit deeper to get those.
I'm gonna try.
Concerns.
Oof.
And
Uh-oh.
I believe, he's a fairly normal dude. Let me double check his.
Look up the normal dude stat block.
So I don't know that he is doing this, but I would like to be talking to the speaker when he is not talking to him. Would that unintended distraction help him in this regard?
I will say, if you, so Austin, if you make an appropriate whatever check you would like, some charisma skill check, it will make it so that he doesn't notice that he's casting, because it's obvious that he's going to be casting a spell. He's going to be making the noise and making the gestures to cast the spell.
Yeah.
So if you do something, it just makes it so that he doesn't get mad that Ventus is casting a spell.
Yeah. Well, as this is happening, I've just said this, and I kind of like rise to my full height a little bit, because I always walk with this really kind of hunched posture, but I kind of straighten myself, and I'm fully like 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
And I just kind of growl at him.
You worry about your people, and we'll worry about us.
I mean, the dude was intimidating.
Not to continue on the path of intimidating.
I walk away.
Speaker Waylon, I understand what you're saying, and I understand your concerns. I do believe that there is some good in Win. I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's a product of whatever life he led before he came here, and it will just take time for him to understand the ways that his way may not be the only way. I believe there is a bit of an issue, but I don't believe he is necessarily evil. I understand your concerns, and some of them I share. At least the concerns that I perceive, and I share some of them. But at the same time, I believe that Casimir has a point in a much more finely put way. We are responsible for each other at this point. When we are responsible for Win. He doesn't speak for all of us, but we take responsibility for him, and he takes responsibility for us. And in that, we have that bond, regardless of his actions. I apologize for the way that he has spoken to you, but also...
Yes, and
it would be... Yeah, so can I... So, persuasion?
Yes, make your roll. And he's already made his save on Detect Thoughts.
22.
Absolutely. So, yes, and then Ventus. The deeper thoughts you get is that he fears Win like someone would fear a cult leader. Like, he has a power, he has a voice to him, a sureness of self that you would only see in a cult leader. And the only reason I'm comparing it to a cult leader is that he views Wynn's goals and aims and virtues as bad. They're like, Wynn is in it for something bad, and which is why he's being so resistant to Wynn. And it's that type of fear, not just like, oh, he's gonna take my job. It's he's gonna
do my job better than me.
He might do worse things than me.
Cool. I will take that and cut off that connection, and I will kind of just resonate with Gil and what Casimir said. I go, he is our friend, and we will make sure that he stays on the correct path. He saved my life, and I will not tolerate any improper wording at his expense.
And Waylon responds and just says, "No ill will meant, and it's admirable. Stand up for your friends." Kind of grits his teeth. You can see the muscles in his jaw flexing. And he...
Better's good in everyone, Waylon. Everyone.
You do not have to lie for our expense.
You just hear me down the hall. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Saloon?
Moon mommy.
But let's and we'll go to wherever it was stolen from, so Travis can go to bed.
Yes. So you head out. Well, I guess this is a great question. Do you guys stay in East Haven, or do you travel through the night? To get there?
No, I want to investigate where it was stolen from before we leave East Haven.
And how late is it at this point?
Sunsetish time, 6 p.m. Oh, that's Bryn Shander.
I feel like traveling at night, even on the road, is generally not safe.
We investigate where it was stolen from, stay the night, and then go.
Perfect.
Cool. For first thing in the morning.
Just like turn the clock back a minute. I want to catch up with Wynn in the hallway, and we can roleplay that scene next time. But I just want to say, yeah. I'll make a note so we remember.
Yeah, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
You make a note to talk to Wynn. We'll say that can happen while people gather whatever information, and I'll give you that information next time. Ooh, thank you guys for hanging in for a little bit longer session. I definitely was going to cut it sooner, but we all got very excited about all sorts of things.
Just kept going. And going.
It's okay. I don't have to work for a month, so I don't give a fuck.
Lucky you.
I don't have to work tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yahoo!
Or really at all.
Yahoo. So yeah.
Wake up at 7.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. We will wake up. We will pick up next time.
Wake up.
We will wake up.
Pick up.
Pick
You
up
wanted to.
next time, doing a little information gathering, and then potentially heading to Targos, which might take some time. So there might be a little bit of logistics sorting as far as being back in time for Casimir to do his Bryn Shander Bryn Shander.
Yikes.
The Bryn Sham.
And then making it to Targos to get the Cauldron of Plenty. Make it back. You still need to get your reward from Speaker Waylon.
Oh yeah, that's what we came for, isn't
and
it?
Also, just to add even more fucking everything into what's going on, Targos is the other human sacrifice town.
Yeah,
so that's a whole other thing going on.
I was gonna point that out too. I was like, that's one of the two places that Duvesta was gonna.
There's a lot going on here that we will tackle next time. And as far as I know, everyone's good for next week.
Yep.
Probably, yeah.
Ooh.
As long as we get 5 out of 6.
I will be here, but I might be a little fucked up because I actually am having an extraction on that shattered tooth Monday morning. Ooh. So I might be a little
loopy Austin.
I don't think it's not going to be loopy. It's going to be I just had bones ripped out of my face, Austin. So
metal.
Gil smokes weed on the journey and is incapacitated the whole time.
No, I mean I'll be here. I just might,
That's okay.
I might be in pain. I might not. Who knows?
That's fine. So we'll figure that out. Thank you for people who stopped by. All the people in Jago's Final Fantasy group. I wish we could have actually said live all of our Beaver Burger jokes.
I'd rather
don't-
not
I-
have that
Don't worry, I told them about it.
recorded for posterity.
That's good. But thank you guys for stopping by, hanging out. As a note, I meant to say this at the beginning and then I forgot. D&D Beyond canceled their D&D Beyond extension for Twitch.
Oh,
They canceled it back at the end of February.
Well,
so
fuck.
really just a few months ago. With it, they even said like they're going to bring it back. They just stopped updating the old one and eventually canceled it, and they're gonna renew it and bring it back sometime.
Okay.
So unfortunately, no D&D Beyond extension now, but I will keep having that character rotator card updated. If I was savvy,
Sag.
I'd make my own extension, but I'm not savvy.
that seems like a lot of work.
It
Don't worry
seems
about
like
it.
a hell of a lot of work. But besides that, thanks to everyone. VODs will be out by the end of the month because I'll be moving at the end of the month. That seems like a good benchmark, so you'll be able to catch up on all these streams. And also, Shadows Over Drift Chapel is done, so you can watch the end of that campaign all in one go. It was good. We cried. It was beautiful.
Love a good
And
cry.
you're gonna do another thing now, right?
Tune
Are you
in
gonna
to
announce-
find out. No, I'm not announcing anything. I'm probably going to be doing some more shorter term stuff, one shots, shorter campaign things, using a variety of
Lego.
different systems. I have plenty of systems I want to run. They just recently released an adventure and a free version of the tabletop RPG Morkborg. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. It's M-O umlaut R-K-B-O umlaut
Merc?
R-G. Morkborg.
Oh yeah, Mork.
It's like this heavy metal
Nick.
tabletop RPG. It's very beautiful. The artwork is amazing for it. And they just released an adventure and a free set of the rules, so I definitely want to run that. You
It's
have
very
Morkborg! You have
I
it!
do.
It's
I do.
beautiful. It is one
It's
of the most
very cool.
gorgeous tabletop RPGs.
Oh
Um,
yeah, the art is amazing.
Yeah, it's like heavy metal post-apocalyptic stuff. It's great.
Yep.
Like,
gorgeous.
that reminds me that there was some Swedish metal band or some Norse metal band guy who also made his own TTRPG, but it was really, really fucked up. And so I'm like, oh god, I hope this is not the one I was thinking of.
I
but
don't
it's
think it is. I see this one pop up a
It's
lot
not.
as a good thing.
A doom metal album of a game, a spiked flail to the face, rules light, heavy, everything else.
So yes, I have plenty of games I want to play like that. So I might stream those depending on who's playing it, if they want to stream it or not. But there will be some fun stuff in the future. So put on your notifications, do all that good stuff. It's fucking late. Travis has to be up early. Thank you to everybody. And what's the I don't know. What's the thing we say?
Raise
Dale.
Dale, praise hail.
no, wait a minute.
Everyone
Raise
says something
Dale,
different
praise
every
hail.
time.
Raise Dale, praise hail.
Dale, 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 Dale.
Perfect.
Something.